1310 WDPN studio, it's time for live and local sports talk. It's the Sam Bourquin Show.
I'm ready.
Give the show a call at 330-821-1310.
Good call, meatball.
Watch the Sam Bourquin Show on the AM 1310 Facebook page, the Q92 YouTube page, and on X. This is the Sam Bourquin Show on AM 1310 WDPN.
That ball's barreled up, deep center field. Benko back on the track, at the wall. It is gone. A home run. Reese Hoskins to the big part of the park, giving the Guardians a 1-0 lead. High and deep. O'Hearn. Grand slam.
Oh, my. Oh, my.
This is deep. You've never seen it. 10 RBIs by a Pirate. Ryan O'Hearn, the first Pirate with a 10 RBI game. 10. A perfect 10.
Just trying to find square up.
Highline drive, center field, carries over the wall. 300 for Shohei Ohtani. Swinging a fly ball, right field and deep. Away back. Game over. Marcy, the walk-off hero.
Boy, lots of great highlights in baseball last night. Of course, Shohei Ohtani hit his 300th home run. Ryan O'Hearn of the Pittsburgh Pirates had 10 RBI last night. He had 10 runs batted in one game. He had a grand slam last night as the Pirates finally thought it was a good idea to get some run support for their outstanding pitcher, Paul Skeens. And they hammered the Braves last night at PNC Park. Walk-off for the Marlins. We had a Little League home run last night with the Mets and the Braves. Crazy. And the lone highlight from the Guardians last night was the lone highlight. So we started you off with that. That was it. One home run for Reese Hoskins. And the Guardians fall 3-1 to the Twins. We'll try it again tonight, 7:40. Minnesota in Cleveland. White Sox now lead the Guards by 1. They lead the Twins by 3. Minnesota's only 2 games behind Cleveland in the division. Game 2 of that series coming up tonight. Welcome into the Sam Bourquin Show, everybody. AM 1310 WDPN. Sammy B here. Ryan Rainsberg is
over here
on the other side of the glass. We'll be with you till 6 o'clock tonight. Phone lines are open. Let's go. 330-821-1310. Text 330-944-5179. We also have the Q92 Radio YouTube channel. The chat is fired up and ready to go. Get your comments, questions, concerns, answers, explanations. Get them into the chat, and we'll fire them up here today throughout the show. So, the Guardians last night, again, wasted a very nice pitching performance, I thought, by Joey Cantillo. A good enough performance to where the Guardians should have won the game last night. Should have been in a position to win. Should have gotten a win for their pitcher. We talked on the show yesterday about how young the team was. We talked about how many rookies there are. How many rookies are in the starting lineup? How many rookies are at the top of the batting order? And yet, because the Guards play the way they do, they fight and scratch, they're still one game out of first place. We also had the discussion yesterday. The Guardians are good enough to be in the position that they're in, close to or at the top of the division. They will go no further than that if they don't address the lack of hitting, the lack of a veteran presence or two. They will not go any further than where they are right now. you cannot play for a World Series. I don't even believe you can play for a league title, a league championship, when you're this young. And look, I love the fact that they've brought these young kids up. I love it. At least they're playing them and not, hoarding them in the minor league so that they can have more control over them as far as years of service and when they'll have to start paying them real money. Remember, we fought that battle for a long time. Still kind of do a little bit, but it's gotten a lot better, right? Remember how long we had to wait until Francisco Lindor got called up? My God. Terrible. So here we are. Khalil Watson, Chase DeLauder, Petey Halpin, Cooper Ingle. We need some veterans. We need not a lot, just a couple, just a sprinkle. But I need some veterans that are going to produce. I need veterans to help the young kids out, explain the ways of, being in the big leagues, how to, take care of yourself and do different things, watch for different things, study different things, work on different things, approach things differently if need be. But I also need some guys that can hit and drive in some runs and pitch and get people out. Until we get to that bridge and cross that bridge, I don't have a lot of faith in this team making a deep run in the postseason. Now, 47-45. Quick math, 92 games in. We've got a couple games left with Minnesota. We got a weekend series in Miami, and then we're done. Then we got the All-Star break, and then we'll get back at it. And I think we start with the Pirates, I do believe, when we come out of the All-Star break. So where I'm at with this team, and I want to kind of gather where you all are with the team as well, as we get ready to play our 93rd game of the night, or of the season. And we've got so many rookies playing prominent roles. How far do you think this team can actually go? We had Matty Underwood on yesterday from Cleveland Guardians TV. If you missed that interview, it's up on our social media platforms. You can go back and listen to that. And he pretty much said it, look, you're not going to get an explosion of power. All of a sudden, guys that are hitting 210 aren't going to start hitting 350. Like, it is what it is. You are, at this point, you are who you are, as Bill Parcells once said. This is it. You're not going to reinvent the wheel halfway through the Major League Baseball season. Now, some guys might get a little bit better. Some guys might hit a wall. Some guys may change the way they do certain things. But this is what you got. This is who we are. And Stephen Vogt has to get up every day and look at the guys on the roster, and you got to look at the payroll, and he's got to look at the standings, and he's got to look at, the talent at AA, the talent at AAA, some of the real up-and-comers coming through, A-ball, trying to, get to AA, trying to get to AAA, trying to get up to the big leagues. He's got to look at that every day. And I got to imagine there's days he gets up and says, how are we going to do this? In our state of how we go about the business operations of the Cleveland Guardians franchise, how are we going to get this done? He probably has to tell himself over and over, okay, Hosey's coming back. Oh, okay. Angel Martinez is coming back. All right, thank God. But again, those two guys weren't exactly tearing the cover off the ball at the beginning of the year anyway. So what exactly are we going to get back? Will you get a little boost from those guys just being there? Of course you will. And of course, Hosey's a veteran. He's a leader. He'll help in that regard. Angel's a young kid. But again, they weren't hitting the ball at a 320 clip and driving in home runs. That was not the case. They were kind of scuffling too. Maybe the time away, maybe some little, kind of relook at everything. Maybe that'll help them. Maybe that'll help their production. Slade Ciccone goes to the mound tonight, 4-6. Earned run average at 4.44. Joey Cantillo pitched last night. Again, thought he pitched well enough to get a win. I really did. Rhys Hoskins puts the Guards up 2-1 or 1-0 in the first inning. Twins come right back in the second, take a 2-1 lead, and they never look back. The Cleveland Guardians last night, folks, had 3 hits. Tell me when you've heard that before. 1 run on 3. I can't swear on the show. 1 run on 3 hits. Taj Bradley, good pitcher. Absolutely. Absolutely. We knew that going in. I talked about his strikeout to walk ratio on the show yesterday. How about this? 10 strikeouts last night for Taj Bradley. Didn't walk anybody. Gave up 3 hits and 1 run. Cantillo again, 7 strikeouts, but he walked 3. But in 5 innings, he only gave up 2 runs. 3 hits again last night. Game was over before they turned the lights on. 2 hours and 22 minutes. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. You're never gonna win getting 3 hits. You're never gonna win a game getting 3 hits.
Scooter on YouTube says the Guards did their best imitation of the Bad News Bears. I've seen better defense at a hot stove game.
And yeah, we're making mistakes. Making mental blunders, physical blunders. And you sure as heck can't do that. You can't with the way our offense is, you cannot do that. Imagine a pitcher on the Guardian staff. First of all, you're not going to get any run support. And then your fielders start kicking the ball around. Now the pressure has just gone through the roof on you to be perfect. Our guys feel like they have to go out there and throw a perfect game. That's no way to go out there and pitch. No, trust me. I pitched. Not at the major league level, obviously. But I pitched. I pitched for a long time. You can't go out on the mound thinking you have to save the day every single inning. That's why baseball is one of the great team sports. You got a pitcher and a catcher, and you got 7 guys behind you. 7 guys that can help you out. First of all, they can't help you if you're walking people. Second of all, they can't help you if you're giving up moonshots of 300, 400, 500 feet. But that's how these guys feel. They feel like they got to, you always hear the expression in sports, oh, the guy is trying to do too much. Sometimes you kind of get annoyed because it's said so many times. Oh, he's doing too much. Well, okay. But our pitchers don't have a choice because they get no run support. They get no help. And they probably look at the lineup card before the game and go, oh, my God, I got to throw a 2-hitter or we got no chance. Meanwhile, and look, everybody reads box scores, players. They look at the box score. They look at the stats. They look at who's doing what. So if a Guardian player last night after the game, a pitcher, got online, or if he's really old, picked up a newspaper and looked at the scores last night. Oh, Pirates scored 12. Oh, okay. Marlins scored 6. Tigers scored 6. Royals scored 16. The Mets scored 12. Red Sox scored 8. The Brewers scored 10. Rangers scored 8. The Blue Jays scored 9. What are my guys doing? They've got to be mentally defeated before they even go into the bullpen to warm up. Looking at the lineup card, God bless Stephen Vogt, because he can only put on the card what he's got. And our pitchers probably look at that lineup card and say, holy Toledo, what am I going to have to do tonight? Am I going to have to strike out 12 guys? Am I going to allow one hit? Am I going to have to throw a no-hitter? What am I going to do? It's the same song and dance every night. 2 hits, 5 hits, 6 hits, 4 hits, 3 hits. And then we'll score 9 runs. And then we'll score 2. And then we'll get shut out. And then the night that we put it all together, so to speak, our pitcher goes out there and gets blasted. That's the way baseball works. The Chicago White Sox are 47-43. They've got one of their stars coming back, Fukudome, here pretty soon. That's going to help them out. Guy can hit the ball, can play. Don't look now, as I mentioned, the Twins are only 2 behind the Guardians. If Guardians lose tonight, the Twins will be within a game of them. You think the front office is going to make a move or 2? Or are they locked into, hey, we got the kids up. We're going to let them play. We're going to live and die. We'll wait and see. We'll kick the can down the road. All those things. But first of all, what would you like the Guardians to do? Who would you like to go realistically now, because we're working with, we're working with that budget. You want a bat? You want 2 bats? You want a bat and an arm? You want a bat and 2 arms? 2 arms and 1 bat? 3 arms, no bats? What would you like him to do? Anybody that you think we could get in the basement bargain aisle, because that's where we're shopping. Because if we don't even try to do that and bring in somebody, I know it hasn't worked out with Rhys Hoskins, obviously, but our pitching's been too good. They work too hard to go out there and have to feel like the squeeze is on them every time they step on the mound. I feel bad for him. I do. I really do. Tanner Bybee should have 6 or 7 wins. He's got 3. No run support. 330-821-1310, 330-821-1310. LeBron James hasn't made a decision yet. By the way, 16 years ago today, the original decision by LeBron James to go to Miami. We'll go back in time and play some of that audio for you.
Would it be a LeBron move to do it on the anniversary?
Oh, God, no.
No?
No.
He would never do that?
Oh, that would, no.
No, okay.
Look, I don't know, but I'm just saying, no, I don't think that's going to happen.
Okay. Well, you're more of the expert than I am. That's why I asked.
Yeah, I don't know if anybody's an expert on LeBron, because you just never know.
We interviewed an expert on LeBron. He wrote a book about LeBron.
That's true.
Somebody's an expert.
Maybe I ought to text David Lee Morgan. Say,
hey, what do you think?
Just between you and me, bud, what's going on?
We got to get him back on here. Maybe he can tell us where LeBron's going.
When's he going to make the call? So we'll get back into the Guardians when it gets your thoughts there. Justin Verlander has announced he will retire at the end of the season. What a career Justin Verlander had. Sammy B's best bet coming up at 4:29 on this day in sports history, 5:29. We'll also get you in to our poll question of the day. And we're going to talk to Bob Nightengale from USA Today, one of the great sports writers around. We'll talk a little Major League Baseball. We'll talk some Guards with Bob Nightengale coming up at 5:15. We'll break. We'll come back. Stay with us.
AWP Safety, North America's leading traffic safety company, is hiring traffic control flaggers, and they need you. Join AWP as a protector for steady work and an important job keeping people safe. They offer paid training, certification, referral bonuses, and advancement opportunities. To apply, visit jobs.awpsafety.com. That's jobs.awpsafety.com. Mark your calendar for one of the area's favorite summer traditions. Join Copeland Oaks for a cruise around the lake on Sunday, July 26th. Gates open at 10 a.m. with classic vehicle registration until 1 p.m. Registration is just $5. Enjoy beautiful classic cars, free food, raffle baskets, and a 50-50 drawing in the beautiful lakeside setting. Don't miss the fun. Visit CopelandOaks.com for details. That's Cruise Around the Lake, Sunday, July 26th at Copeland Oaks in Sebring.
I was telling you about Justin Verlander announced his retirement today. He's going to retire at the end of this year. 43 years old. He's also going to make his 10th All-Star appearance after being named the legend pick by MLB Commissioner Rob Manfred today. Verlander, I thought he had more wins. I did. He has 266 regular season wins, 3,554 strikeouts. He has played 21 years in the major leagues. And he's married to Kate Upton. I mean, what else can you ask for? What else can you ask for right there? All right, we'll take a break. We got the news, we got the weather coming up, and we'll dive in head first when we get back. Sam Bourquin Show rolls on from the Carnation City of Alliance on AM 1310 WDPN.
Now, the latest area news on AM 1310 WDPN.
Good afternoon. It's 3:30. U.S. Central Command said late Tuesday it launched a series of strikes after Iran attacked 3 commercial vessels transiting the Strait of Hormuz. Iran's Revolutionary Guard Corps said it targeted U.S. military sites in Bahrain and Kuwait. CENTCOM said the operation hit more than 80 Iranian targets as an immediate response to Iran's clear and dangerous violation of the ceasefire. Targets included air defense systems, command and control networks, coastal radar sites, anti-ship missile capabilities, and more than 60 small boats in and near the strait. Treasury Department's Office of Foreign Assets Control revoked a license allowing Tehran to produce, sell, and deliver oil. President Trump criticized Spain's commitment to NATO, saying the U.S. no longer wants to conduct trade with Madrid. The U.S. and Spain at loggerheads since Spain declined to join other NATO allies last year in pledging to increase defense spending. Relations were further strained when Madrid refused to let U.S. forces use its military bases or airspace during missions in the Iran war. The president suggested most NATO allies were carrying Spain. On June 25th of last year, most NATO allies agreed to boost defense spending from 2% of gross domestic product to 5% by 2035. Spain said it had made a deal to exclude itself from the increased target. Officials said late Tuesday a 37-story building in New York that was at risk of collapse is stable. Buildings Commissioner Ahmed Tigani told reporters in a briefing near the building on East 42nd Street, "We're feeling confident many of the emergency shoring measures put in place are stabilizing the situation." 2 structural columns buckled earlier Tuesday. Officials also found sagging floors and multiple cracks. The building and others nearby were evacuated. Conversion of the former Pfizer headquarters into a residential space slated to be complete next year. Nathan Berman, founder of Metro Loft, told the Wall Street Journal the added weight from widening the top 15 or so floors of the building likely caused the damage. Cuba's power grid completely collapsed again Monday, causing a nationwide blackout. Monday marked the 3rd time the country's worn-out national electric system completely collapsed this year, the 8th since 2024. Blackout started around noon Monday. Martín Noticias reported as of Tuesday morning only a minimal recovery had been achieved, with about 48,000 having recovered power in Havana, representing 5% of the capital's residents. Cubans have experienced daily blackouts for decades as a result of the country's lack of investment in maintaining its power grid. Former Wisconsin Judge Hannah Dugan has been spared from prison for spiriting a Mexican defendant out of her courtroom to evade ICE agents. Federal judge fined her $5,000. Dugan resigned her Milwaukee County Circuit judgeship after her obstruction conviction amid threats of impeachment. She faced up to 5 years in prison. Kentucky's governor has written an open letter to Mitch McConnell asking the Republican senator to disclose more about his condition. There's been silence from the 84-year-old since he was hospitalized in Washington June 14th, leading to speculation about McConnell's prognosis and whether he'll return to the Senate when it reconvenes next week. Bashir says, quote, Kentuckians have grown increasingly concerned about the current state of your health and well-being and ability to hold office. McConnell previously said he's retiring at the end of his term in January. 85 degrees at 3:33 for WDPN News. I'm Clint Marshall.
Meteorologist Mark Johnson has the latest forecast on AM 1310 WDPN.
87, very warm, very muggy degrees for your Wednesday high, and no breeze to cool you down, find some shade, or maybe head to the pool. Partly sunny all afternoon long. Tonight, staying dry, a few scattered clouds around, our low 67. From the 3 News Weather Center, I'm Mark Johnson.
1310 WDPN. Welcome back to the Sam Bourquin Show. Hope what is today? Wednesday. Hope your Wednesday is going really well for you. 330-821-1310 is our telephone number. I want to shout out our good friends and the good folks at AWP Safety. Talked to Drew today from AWP. They're back in for high school football season. So once again, every Friday during the season, it will be the Sam Bourquin Show powered by AWP Safety on Football Fridays here on 1310 WDPN. So we're looking forward to that. And if you know somebody, maybe has kind of hit a little hiccup in life with their employment, with their job, with their finances, maybe they're just looking for a new challenge, want to meet some new people, learn a new trick, new trade. AWP Safety is hiring right now. Check them out online. Jobs at awpsafety.com. Jobs at awpsafety.com. They're hiring flaggers right now. They're going to be hiring a lot of folks for the upcoming fall season and winter for sporting events and concerts and road activity. You get a chance to advance. It's a great company to work for, and there's going to be a lot of opportunities now, and I think a lot of great opportunities coming up in the future. So if you want to make a difference, you want to make a change, just break out of the bubble you're in. Or if you know somebody that might be a good idea for them, tell them about AWP Safety. Check them out online, jobs at awpsafety.com. Tell them Sammy B told you about it, okay? Sham Sharani reporting about an hour or so ago. Larry Nance Jr. is on the move again. Free agent from the Cleveland Cavaliers has agreed to a 1-year deal with the Indiana Pacers to the tune of $4 million. So congratulations to Larry extending his NBA career. The former Revere Minuteman. Of course, his brother Pete played there as well. I think Pete's still playing. Not sure. But Larry's been in the league for a while, Larry Jr. Been with the Cavs, I think, like 3 times. So he's going to Indiana. He'll be with the Pacers next year for a 1-year deal at $4 million smackers. Our poll question today kind of got out of the sports realm a little bit with this one, because when you think about tipping, it affects all of us. It affects everybody. Affects you when you go out to dinner. It affects you maybe when you stay at a hotel, maybe when you go to get your hair cut. Obviously, people now get tipped for things that they didn't used to, which is okay. Our tipping culture is a little crazy now in the year 2026. I think everybody expects to be tipped for everything, even though sometimes they don't do anything. And that's probably a conversation that we can have today or some other day. But our poll question today, in the year 2026, what is your opinion on when and how much to tip for service? And when I worded this, it may look like when I said when to tip, I didn't mean when you go out to eat, should you tip or not. The when to has to do with all types of service. Like I mentioned, it could be a restaurant.
A haircut.
It could be a haircut. It could be tip your mailman at Christmas time. Your hairdresser, which we mentioned. Maybe carry out if it's a humongous order. Tipping at a hotel. Tipping somebody at the airport to, maybe carry your bags. There's so many. That's the thing. That 2026, we tip for things now maybe we didn't used to, or we tip more frequently now for those types of services. So that's the kind of the reason that I worded it that way. I didn't want it to sound like, well, maybe you shouldn't tip at all. So I said, in the year 2026, what's your opinion on when and how much to tip for service? And again, most of you are answering the question on the basis of going out to dinner, going out to the restaurant, but it can be tipping for anything of any type of service. And when do you do it? When do you not? And if you do, how much? And what does it depend on? Like when you go, maybe you take a vacation and you get valet parking. Oh, how much you tipping the valet guy? How much you tipping the guy to take your luggage up to your hotel room and drop it off? When you go get your hair cut, for the guys or for the girls, you get your hair done. How much you tipping? Are you tipping? How much? 20, 25%? How much do you tip at a restaurant? For just regular service? What's your minimum? What's the most? What does it all depend on? Sometimes do you not only tip the server, but somehow make sure that a couple of bucks gets back to the cook in the kitchen? I think that's a nice thing to do. The server is, taking your order, taking your drink order, taking your food order, checking on you, getting your refills, making sure everything's okay, bringing your food out, checking back with you, probably explaining some stuff on the menu, telling you about maybe a special here and there. What's a good night to come back? What's another item on the menu you might want to try next time you return? But man, if they're not getting it done in the kitchen right, doesn't that kind of rule a lot of things out? And that's not the server's fault. But I think sometimes if they're knocking it out of the park in the kitchen for you on what they made you that night, what you asked for, how they prepared it, how they made it just incredibly, incredibly good for you, I think it's kind of cool to somehow, hey, send this back to the cook. Tell him we appreciate it. Tell him he was awesome. I think that's a nice thing to do.
Yeah, I've never done that before.
Yeah, I honestly, especially if you go to a steak place.
Oh yeah,
and they do it perfectly, or if it's a certain dish and you asked for it done a certain way. Maybe you were a pain in the ass when you ordered it. Okay, I don't want this. I don't want this. I don't want this. Can you add that? And they do it right to a T how you asked, and they knock it out of the park. Yeah, hey, here you go. Here's a 10 spot. Great job. Appreciate it. Thanks for making the effort, because I know I was difficult. Thank you. I know a lot of folks tip their mail people during the holidays. I know a lot of people do that. When to tip and how much? What is your stance on that? What's your opinion on that? 330-821-1310. Get your comments in on the Q92 Radio YouTube channel. We got the chat open. You can text in at all, 330-944-5179. Like, what's normal? Like 15% used to be normal. Now it's 20, I think. A lot of folks do strictly 25%. And then if it's better, they'll tip 30. If it's worse, they'll go down to 20. Got a lot of interesting comments coming in. You can get those to me as well on the Sam Bourquin Show page on Facebook, as well as the Q92 Radio YouTube channel. But what's the cutoff of when to tip and when not to? Like if I go to, let's see, Chipotle. Are you tipping? You got out of your car, you walked in, you kind of placed your order there at the counter as you walked on down to the checkout. They say, okay, sir, it's going to be $15.55. Are you tipping? You tipping there? And if you are, how much?
See, I feel like a place like Chipotle or Subway is a place where they make it seem like you should tip because, you know, they have to do a little bit extra. They take your order and they make it for you as you order it.
Right.
But I also feel like that's one of those jobs where you shouldn't, they should make enough that they don't need your tip.
Correct. They should not be getting the waiter or waitress hourly wage.
Right. They're not going through a bunch of extra effort. They're just doing their job.
Yeah. And I don't think anybody that works at a Subway or a Jersey Mike's or a Chipotle, I don't think they're getting, $4.15 an hour.
Oh God, no.
Okay. So that they're relying on tips, so to speak. But Chipotle, I went to a place the other day. Oh, I feel bad mentioning the names of the places, but they're the ones that decide to put that jar or put that extra step when you're paying by credit card. And it's just like, bam, it just smacks you in the face. Total tip, $5, $8, $12. No, what are you doing to me here? And you almost feel bad. Okay, look, I came in, I got my food, I ordered it, I paid for it. You didn't really do anything crazy. Why am I going to leave you? I don't know. If I'm in a great mood, yeah. If your personality just knocks me out of the park for whatever reason, yeah, I'll probably throw you a couple bucks. But like for a carry-out order, say you order restaurant X, and say your bill's $38. You go in and pick it up. Bourquin? Yep, here you go. $38. Are you tipping? I mean, they just bagged your food for you. Are you throwing them a couple of bucks there? You're just like, hey, thanks. Smile. Okay, happy. We'll see you next time. Take care.
Joey just called in. He said he's a traditional tipper, so he always tips 20%.
Okay.
And he says he worked in that industry, so he only tips people that are supposed to be tipped, because he said if you tip people who aren't supposed to be tipped, apparently if they take it, they can get fired. Which I did not know.
If they're not supposed to take it.
Yeah, like if you try to tip the cook, which is somebody who doesn't typically receive tips, they can get fired if they take it. Yeah.
Oh, what's that all about? See, that to me, that's wrong. That's terrible.
Well, I guess the idea is
if I'm a customer and I'm choosing out of my good heart, my goodwill, my appreciation, why would that be a bad look on the cook or the whoever taking the tip because I wanted them to have it? That's insane to me. That's insane. What do you tipping your rideshare people? Like Uber, Lyft? What are you tipping there? What are you tipping your cabbies? I don't know, boy. How's the cab business even survive outside of like Chicago and LA and New York?
Oh yeah, it's got to be just mostly wiped out by like Uber and Lyft and
rideshare. But what are you tipping on rideshare? Do you base it on how long, how pleasant the trip was, how many miles?
I've never used Lyft or Uber.
Really?
Not once. No.
Holy cow!
No.
I have. I have. I would say. Well, every time we go on vacation, we use it because we're not going through the rental car crap. I used to use it when I covered the Cavs in the Indians, Guardians in the playoffs. When I worked either at the Canton station or at the Akron station, I would drive to the Holiday Inn on, what's the exit? Exit 155, whatever that is. I would park my car at the Holiday Inn and I would take an Uber or a Lyft to the game and have them just drop me off basically right in front of Progressive Field or Rocket Arena.
That makes sense.
That way I didn't have to waste more gas driving up there and I didn't have to pay $40, $50, $60 to park.
Perfect. Right,
so that's
exactly.
that's the way I did it. I figured my Lyft to and from in the tip just about equaled out to what I would have paid to park. But I had none of the hassle and none of the stress. And it was a lot more convenient being dropped off right at the media door and being picked up right outside the exit and getting back to the hotel that I would park at, which was, not busy. By the time I was getting back there, it was 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning. There was no activity or no waiting to come and go. So that's the way I used Lyft and Uber a lot. But again, what was the impetus to tip there? Was my driver really, really friendly? Was the car really clean? Did he have a great personality? Was it a quicker drive than I expected? Those are all things that kind of fall in there.
Scooter chiming in. He says, "We never blame the server for a problem with the food. I made an exception. One takeout last week. Went to a place and the air wasn't working, but the help was so nice. I tipped the girl." That makes sense.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I see they're really in the restaurant back there, just going through it, I am immediately infinitely more polite, and I'm just like, no, please take your time.
Yeah.
Work out what's going on back there. I'm good.
Yeah, I'm the same way too. Anytime you walk in somewhere and it's somebody's having a bad day.
The crap is hitting the fan.
Or they're really packed, or they're shorthanded.
They got 500 DoorDash orders shooting out of the machine.
Right. Oh, God. On top of taking care of the people in the place. And they say, "I'll be right with you." I said, "You're fine.
Thumbs up.
Relax. Thumbs up. You're good." Give them the okay sign. You're fine. Don't worry about it. But what's your opinion? What's your stance on tipping in 2026? 330-821-1310. Get your comments in on all of our social media platforms, including the Q92 Radio YouTube channel and the Sam Bourquin Show page on Facebook. You can hit us up on X as well at AM1310 WDPN or the WDPN Facebook page. Brian says, "I usually a 30% or higher guy. I will always try to tip in cash so the server doesn't lose any of it being on a credit card." Yes. They love that. People in the service industry love when you tip cash.
Yeah, I always try to go for that too.
Because you get that right away. The other way, you got to wait on it. You got to claim your.
I think on a lot of places too, just like shows up on your paycheck at the end.
Right. Now, I will say, from working in the service industry myself, a lot of people didn't claim their tips. Ever. And I was, hey, you do you, man. You do you. AJ says, move the decimal place 1 point to the left and double it. For fantastic service, I will tip the same amount as the bill, $30 or under. Patrick says, dine in restaurants 20% regardless of the quality of service.
Christian from Q92 says, I don't tip at Chipotle often, but if I get a really good scooper, I'll throw a couple bucks your way. Says,
right.
Skimpy scoopers should be flogged publicly.
Right. Here's another tip. Keller?
That's Christian.
I'm talking to Keller because he is the DoorDash king. When you do Chipotle, always go get it yourself.
Oh yeah.
Always go get it yourself. Because
then you can
say, hey, can I get a little extra? Or I'd like a little more, please. When you do it over the app or whatever, they put in there what they put in there. You got nothing to say about it.
Oh, I swear, if you get it delivered, they put the absolute bare minimum.
Absolutely,
of everything
because
in
you're
there.
not there to look at them right in the eye and say, "Hey, bub, how about making it worth what I'm paying?"
Man, you're not about to give me a half scoop,
right? Yeah,
I want my steak.
Sean says 20% or higher for good food and great service. Now that I've reached the grumpy old man stage of life, could be lower if the poor service or poor attitude comes into play. Dan says always 20 to 25%. Bells, hope you're doing well, buddy. Shout out, Friends and Family Credit Union. James says, I give 20% automatically, more if the service is excellent, but only at sit-down restaurants, nothing on carryout. Doug Parton, 20 to 25%. Mike says 18 to 20%. Ron says, I usually leave 30% at the places I frequent the most. That's a good idea, too. If you go somewhere more than others, they probably get to know you a little bit, make sure things are a little, you know what I mean? I'm not saying.
Oh, no, you're right.
But you want to, yeah, that's a good rule to live by right there. Al says 20% of the service is good. I'm not tipping if I'm going to pick up my own food.
Oh, yeah, no, absolutely not.
Luann, 20 to 30%. Restaurant work is very, very difficult. What's your stance on tipping and when and how much? And it can be a restaurant. It could be a haircut. It could be maybe you tip somebody who's bringing your groceries out to the car.
Could be DoorDash,
ride share.
Anybody not tipping on DoorDash, shame on you. Because I recently found out through people who do DoorDash that that's a pretty common occurrence, and shame on you.
It is.
They're delivering your food.
It is.
Just because they don't get paid through the app the way they're supposed to.
Nope.
Jeez. They make less money than regular delivery people.
And I'll tell you what. I'll tell you firsthand. I know what that's like doing DoorDash and Uber Eats. I've done them both. And I know what that's like on rideshare because I've done that. I've done that too. And the price that you are quoted to pay as a rider, the driver is getting about 20% of that.
Right.
So it's nice to help them out and tip them a little bit. All right, 55 minutes past the hour. 330-821-1310. Get your comments in on all of our social media platforms. Poll question of the day. Having a little fun here this afternoon outside the sports world for a little bit. 2026 is the year. What's your opinion on when and how much to tip for services? Let us know. Sam Bourquin Show rolls on after the break, 1310 WDPN.
You'll slip and fall entering or exiting a tub? Safe Step walk-in tubs can transform your bathtub from an area of concern to a calming refuge. Call them today at 1-800-498-2098 and save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs and showers are proudly made in Tennessee and offer an ultra-low step-in, avoiding that difficult climb over a traditional bathtub wall. They also offer a variety of therapeutic benefits that may help soothe your aching muscles and joints, increasing your mobility, boosting your energy, and improving your sleep. Safe Step walk-in tubs are designed to easily fit your existing tub space and are often installed in as little as one day. Just dial 1-800-498-2098 today to save $1,600 and receive a free shower package. That's 1-800-498-2098 for a free no-obligation consultation and to save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs. Safety never felt so good.
Music and intelligence for your life.
No matter what anybody tells you, words and ideas can change the world.
I'm John Tesh, and we couldn't be happier about bringing you intelligence for your life every day. We have a room full of researchers gathering the information and ideas you need to make your life simpler and better, and to make you the smartest person in the room. Join me for Music and Intelligence for Your Life, 10 to 3, Monday through Saturday, only on AM 1310 WDPN.
You heard it on the John Tesh Radio Show.
I'm Angela Bassett. As a first responder on screen, I know what it means to act fast in an emergency. In real life, the same urgency can save lives, especially when it comes to a food allergy. For 33 million Americans, one bite can turn an ordinary meal into a life-threatening reaction. And too often, they don't have the one thing that could save them, epinephrine. But emergencies don't wait. And when a severe reaction happens, being prepared makes all the difference. Now, there's a needle-free option, a new way to carry epinephrine that makes it easier than ever to be ready. No needles, no hesitation. Because when the unexpected happens, the best thing you can do is be ready. Know the risk, know the options. Be ready to act. Learn more at foodallergy.org/ready to act.
Welcome back to the Sam Bourquin Show. We got about a minute before we get you to the top of the hour news and weather. Poll question today in the year 2026. What's your stance? What's your opinion on tipping and when to tip and how much for your services? 330-821-1310 or get your comments in on social media platforms.
Hall of Fame City, as a Dasher with over 3,000 deliveries, the people with Dash Pass are the ones who don't tip. I'm not one of those people.
Now, why would that be? Because, Dash Pass, you're paying. How does that work, Rainsburg? How does Dash Pass work?
You pay a couple dollars a month, and delivery is pretty much free from most places.
You pay DoorDash a monthly fee.
Yeah.
So then whenever you order anything during that month, there's no delivery charge?
Mm-hmm. And then you get deals occasionally from different places.
Huh. So if you do DoorDash a lot, or Uber Eats or whatever, then, I mean, that's got to pay for itself. You save the first time you use it.
You save money.
Yeah.
For sure.
Well, then you should be tipping a little bit more.
That's why I tip.
Yeah.
I pay the monthly fee so I could save enough money on Dashes to tip the people that deliver the food.
Yeah.
That's how I see it working.
That's interesting. All right. News and weather coming up next. This is the Sam Bourquin Show on AM 1310 WDPN. We'll be back.
News, weather, sports, local information, and music 24 hours a day. This is AM 1310 WDPN Alliance.
I'm Michelle Franzen. Immigrant rights groups are demanding a third-party investigation into Tuesday's fatal shooting of a Mexican national in Houston. Mexico's president also says her government will pursue new legal action against the U.S. for the death. ABC's Jim Ryan says ICE called it self-defense.
According to his son, Lorenzo Salgado Araujo had been in the U.S. for nearly 35 years, working in construction. On Tuesday, ICE officers attempted to pull him over, but say that he sped away and then tried to run over an agent with his van. Hours after the incident,
Fight for jobs and education.
Protesters were on the same street where Araujo was shot to death.
President Trump signaled the U.S. could carry out more strikes against Iran in response to Iran's firing on vessels in the Strait of Hormuz this week. The president says he does not think the war will resume. In Utah this hour, court resuming for the third day of hearings for Tyler Robinson, the man charged with last year's murder of conservative influencer Charlie Kirk. This is ABC News.
Are you an adult with uncontrolled moderate to severe Crohn's disease symptoms and still packing a backup bag of clothes? Just in case? Skyrizi Risankizumab Riza can help you take control of your Crohn's. Feel significant symptom relief, including less abdominal pain and fewer bowel movements at 4 weeks. Plus, Skyrizi is proven to help people achieve remission and visibly improve damage of the intestinal lining. Individual results may vary. Skyrizi is a prescription injection medicine. Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines. Liver problems leading to hospitalization may occur when treated for Crohn's. Ready to take control of your Crohn's? Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 prescribed biologic in Crohn's disease.
Control is everything to me.
Learn more at skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI.
Now, the latest Alliance area news from Clint Marshall on AM 1310 WDPN.
Good afternoon. It's 4:02. Canton man wanted in connection with an attempted murder is in custody after a police chase that ended in Stowe. The Highway Patrol alleges 39-year-old Julius Edwards led troopers on a pursuit that began on Darrow Road in Hudson Tuesday night, caused a crash at Terex Road that seriously injured several people, and shot at a trooper as he fled on foot. The trooper returned fire. Edwards was later arrested after crashing a stolen vehicle into a Summit Metro Parks cruiser in Stowe. The officers suffered minor injuries. Edwards accused of repeatedly stabbing his girlfriend at a 15th Street Southwest home Tuesday morning. Victim was taken to Altman Hospital in critical condition. Canton police say a man is accused of firing multiple shots at a family member before leading officers on a short chase. 46-year-old Brian Cricks was arrested Monday night. Investigators say the incident started at a home in the 100 block of Claremont Avenue Northwest, where they found bullet holes and spent casings. Cricks is charged with felonious assault, domestic violence, and failure to comply. No weapon has been recovered. A man and woman are facing abduction charges after Canton police say a woman was held at gunpoint. Officers called to a home in the 1400 block of Robin Court Southeast Tuesday morning after the victim escaped and flagged down police. 43-year-old Dustin Bentley and 32-year-old Maisha Lucius of Canton allegedly threatened the woman with a gun and prevented her from leaving. Bentley faced additional charges, including having weapons under disability and aggravated menacing. Both are scheduled for arraignment today in municipal court. Funeral arrangements have been announced for Richmond Police Sergeant Scott Reese, who was killed in the line of duty Sunday night. Visitation will be Thursday from 2 until 8 at Northside Christian Church in Wadsworth. Funeral will be Friday at 1 o'clock with burial to follow at Richmond Cemetery. Reese served nearly 30 years in law enforcement and was shot while responding to a disturbance on Chippewa Trail. A 118-year-old building in Canton will be razed to make way for a new restaurant. The repository reports the former home of Ristorante Capaldi at 4905 Tuscarawas Street West was purchased by Carl Warther of Stowe, who intends the site for his 8th Dairy Queen location. The home across the street from St. Joan of Arc Church was built in 1908. It was transformed into the restaurant in the 1980s and was later known as Angelo's. If site plans are approved by the county, Warther would have up to 2 years to build. His 7th Dairy Queen on Cleveland Avenue Northwest will open this summer. The Highway Patrol has identified the driver in a fatal pedestrian crash near the Salem Golf Club. Troopers say 23-year-old Gage Palmer of Steubenville struck 35-year-old Amanda Spiegel of Salem on Route 45 in Perry Township June 18th. Alcohol and drugs are suspected. The crash remains under investigation. No charges have been filed. The 7th District Court of Appeals has upheld a life without parole sentence for a man convicted in an East Liverpool murder. The ruling affirmed the conviction and sentence of Elvin Tisdale. A Columbiana County jury found him guilty last year of charges including aggravated murder and weapons counts. Charges resulted from the July 2021 shooting of Bryson Douglas of East Liverpool. Tisdale's cousin Alan was convicted of involuntary manslaughter and sentenced to 10 to 15 years. North Carolina man convicted of causing a fatal crash in Coatesville Township has been sentenced to 5 to 7.5 years in prison. 25-year-old Robert Powell was found guilty by a Mahoning County jury in May of aggravated vehicular homicide, OVI, and improper handling of a firearm in a motor vehicle. 62-year-old John Clunas of Newcastle, Pennsylvania, died in an April 2025 crash at Route 422 and Hubbard Road. Former fiscal officer of Vienna Township will not have her case heard by the Ohio Supreme Court. The ruling came Tuesday in the case of Linda McCullough. She's serving an 8-year prison term after being convicted of theft in office, telecommunications fraud, and tampering with records. The 11th District Court in March rejected her claim the trial court erred in imposing consecutive sentences. Prosecutors say McCullough stole township funds between 2021 and 24, causing a fiscal emergency. She still owes over $132,000 in restitution to the township and the state. Gary Siders Jr. is out of jail after Vinton County prosecutor William Archer said he suffered a medical issue while being transported to court. Siders was set to have a preliminary hearing today, and as he was being transported, Archer said he fell and had a medical issue. Siders was taken to Oblenis Hospital in Athens, where doctors said he has a serious medical condition that requires specialized care. Archer said Siders' medical expenses could potentially bankrupt the county, so, quote, it was agreed we would do a recognizance bond so he could get the medical treatment that doctors say he needs and won't cost the county that money. If Siders is released from the hospital, he will be on a GPS monitor. Archer said he's not a threat to the community. He's one of 4 family members facing more than a dozen endangerment charges after 16 children were removed from a home in Hamden June 30th. 86 degrees at 4:07. This is the local edition of WDPN News. I'm Clint Marshall.
Now, the Alliance Area Weather Forecast from Mark Johnson on AM 1310 WDPN.
Sunshine mixing with scattered clouds through your Wednesday afternoon. It's going to be very warm, very muggy, 87 degrees. Overnight, partly cloudy skies, our low in the upper 60s. From the 3 News Weather Center, I'm Mark Johnson.
Live from the AM 1310 WDPN studio, it's time for live and local sports talk. It's the Sam Bourquin Show.
I'm ready.
Give the show a call at 330-821-1310.
Good call, Meatball.
Watch the Sam Bourquin Show on the AM 1310 Facebook page, the Q92 YouTube page, and on X. This is the Sam Bourquin Show on AM 1310 WDPN.
That ball's barreled up deep center field. Bedco back on the track at the wall. It is gone. A home run. Breeze Hoskins to the big part of the park, giving the Guardians a 1-0 lead.
High and deep. O'Hearn.
Grand slam.
Oh, my. Oh, my.
This is deep. You've never seen it. 10 RBIs by a Pirate. Ryan O'Hearn, the first Pirate with a 10 RBI game. 10. A perfect 10.
Just trying to find square up.
Highline drive, center field, carries over the wall. 300 for Shohei Ohtani. Swinging a fly ball, right field and deep. Away back. Game over. Marcy, the walk-off hero.
Welcome back, everybody, to hour number 2 of the Sam Bourquin Show right here on AM 1310 WDPN. Don't forget, you can always watch and listen to the show Monday through Friday on the WDPN Facebook page, our X page at AM 1310 WDPN, the Q92 Radio YouTube channel. You can also watch and listen to the Sam Bourquin Show page on Facebook. Phone lines are open always. 330-821-1310. Text 330-944-5179. The Guardians are back in action against the Minnesota Twins tonight. 7:40 the first pitch. 3-1 last night. Excuse me. 3 hits. 3 hits last night. Poor Joey Quintillo. Slate Ciccone on the bump tonight for the Guardians. See if they can get it turned around. White Sox in first by a game. Guardians in second place. The Twins are third. Minnesota now kind of making their way up the ladder here in the division a little bit. They're up to 45 and 47. 16 years ago today, LeBron James made his decision. We'll look back on that. Our poll question of the day in the year 2026, present day, what's your opinion on when and how much to tip for service? It can be restaurant. It can be going to get your hair cut. It could be tipping your driver from rideshare. It could be tipping somebody at a hotel. A lot of different things nowadays call for tipping. What's your stance? Where do you stand on that? How much are you tipping? Do you have a set going in? Like, hey, 4 of us are going out to eat tonight. 25%, no matter what. 20%, but if it's really, really good, maybe 30%. Or you just see how the night unwinds, or the lunch or the dinner unwinds, and then you just kind of make your decision from there. I don't think you can go in saying, okay, I'm giving this. Like when you order or the table orders, you got a pretty good idea, money-wise, what the total is going to come to. But I still think you got to wait until it's over. Then you decide, okay, this is what we're going to do. Guys, when you go get your hair cut, ladies, when you get your hair done, what are you tipping?
I always throw an extra $5 on when I get my hair cut.
Yeah.
It's typically like if it's a $15 haircut, I just throw them a 20 and call it a day.
Yeah. See, I'm in an interesting situation there. Obviously, my haircuts take about 3 minutes. Okay?
You pay the same thing as everybody else.
Just being honest, my haircuts take 3.5 minutes, 4 max, depending on the amount of conversation. But my 3, and I'm not kidding. Look, hold on here a second. See, this doesn't take long. Okay? It doesn't take long to cut. So, am I to tip on 3 minutes of work that's going to cost me $20? Or do I tip less because he didn't really have to do anything?
Yeah, I don't know. If I'm the hair,
how does that? I mean, I just
if I'm the guy cutting your hair, I'm gonna feel okay just taking the usual rate. It's like, yeah, I'm already kind of fleecing you, charging you $15 to run a trimmer over your head.
Right. You think they feel? You think when I go, they go, "Oh, this poor sucker. He's paying us $20, and I'm doing 3 swipes with my razor, and I'm done." I mean,
honestly, I don't think I'd take your tip in that situation. I'd be like, you know what, we're good.
Now, I will tip the same no matter what, because it's not my fault. No, it's not the barber's fault that I don't have any hair to cut.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So he's in there doing his thing. So I tip the same no matter what. Because if I had a full head of hair or I have what I have, you're getting the same.
You walked in there, it's on you. So,
right.
I'm at least in that situation. I'm going to give you a look and say, are you sure you want to tip me?
Right. And most of the time that I go, I know the person anyway. So, of course, I'm going to give a little extra.
Same. Yeah. My friend's wife cuts my hair. So,
yeah, that's how that works out. But there's a place, I won't name it. It's in Ohio. It's in the Canton area, towards North Canton. And it's a place you go in, you order at the counter, and you go sit down. And sometimes they bring your food out to you. Sometimes they'll call your name, and you'll just go up and get it. But without fail, when you order at the counter and they're done putting your order in and you're paying by credit card, they slap that thing around at you. And the first thing on there is tip amount.
No.
And they start it at like 18%. And then it goes to like 22, 25, 30. And I'm like, wait a minute. All you did was punch in my order on the computer. And you whip that machine around at me. And the first thing that it says is, tip amount? Nope. No offense. I love you for doing your job and your personality. And they're always really nice. And it's almost like they guilt you into tipping. They make you feel bad because you got to hit that none button as opposed to the 18% total, 25% total. But they actually just went like this. Boom, 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 boom. That's it. That's all he did. And they're not putting the food on the tray and they're not bringing it out to you. Somebody else is doing that. They're just typing your order in. That's all they're doing. They're not packing anything. That's all they're doing. And I'm like, man, you guys do whip that. And they always, okay, I want this. Okay, your total is $28.65. How you paying today? Usually by card. Now, if it's cash, they can't cook you. They can't get you with that screen.
No.
They can't get you. So you've taken the power away from them right there. But most of us are paying by card nowadays. And the person will say, okay, well, there's a couple questions on the pad there they want you to answer. Like what? Tip them out? So I just kind of laugh. Laugh and shake my head.
Interesting point from Brailer. He says, do you think they even get the tip in those circumstances? I feel like the owner is probably just pocketing it when it's on the screen like that.
Oh, yeah, because...
Who do you give that tip to? The person who put in the order, the person that cooked the food?
That final printout or whatever is going right to the boss. So you don't really know over a day or a night's activity. I mean, yeah, if from open to close, yeah, that could probably add up a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But I also think that the person who's opening the store is probably not there at close.
That too.
So you're probably divvying that up a little bit if you are at all. If not, they're keeping it all. I don't know how that works.
I guess at that point it would just be they take the collective tip number from the 2 weeks and just divvy it up evenly between the employees.
Jeremy says, I tip 25 to 30% regardless of service. Sometimes they come back and bite me, but oh well. Jeff says, good service and plenty of refills, you're going to get at least 20%. Rick says, depends on service. Good service gets 20, bad service gets 15. Beth, 20% across the board. Doc, 20%, always. Tim, most cases 20%, but there are exceptions. Pat, checking in today. Pat Murray's 20 to 25%. Dora says 20%. Michael says I give 20 to 25%. I always tip in cash. And we kind of brought that up earlier in the show. Your servers out there, your bartenders, they love cash tips. And if you have to leave it on a credit card, that's fine. But they love it. Whether you can just hand it to them, they got it right away. They don't have to wait for it. They don't have to go through a bunch of other stuff. It's kind of makes it real easy, and I know they appreciate it. Sam, when I do ride share, you would not believe the amount of money that I find out that the driver or that the passengers were charged in the amount that I actually make from the company. It's disgusting. Yeah, I've heard that too. What are you tipping your pizza delivery guy? What are you tipping them? Is it based on the size of the order? Like, are you tipping more for a $50 order than you are for $15? Pizza delivery folks, most of them nowadays, I think they got to pay for their own gas. They got to carry their own insurance. Years and years and years ago, you used the company vehicle. They carried the insurance. And that cost wasn't on you. You weren't beating your car up. If you were in an accident, that wasn't on you. The company took care of that. But when it's bad out, like the roads are bad, and we've all been through this over the years. A lot of people don't want to leave the house. They just want to order in. They want to order that pizza. They want to order that Chinese. They want to order that Italian. But your pizza delivery guy, your food delivery people, what are you tipping them? Especially in bad weather. Icy roads, 35 below wind chill.
Oh, yeah. I always
pouring down thunderstorm. You throwing them a little
I always throw
extra?
an extra dollar on top on stuff like that. If it's even during the heat wave, those days where it was incredibly hot, if I ordered anything, I threw extra money on top because I'm like, hey, thank you for braving the temperatures that I am too lazy to do myself.
Well, what the customer's basically saying is, I'm not taking my life into my own hands. I want you to do it. So you better be giving a little extra. You better be giving a little extra money for that, especially if you live in some pain in the place. Driving up hills and through the woods, and down the alley and
Or if you
all
live
that
on
other stuff.
the 20th floor of a building or something.
Oh my God,
Oh.
Rainsburg. I'm gonna tell you what I've lived that life. I lived that life, and I did food delivery. I did it. I've done it all. I've done food delivery. I've done rideshare, Uber, Lyft. I've done DoorDash. I've done it all. Trust me, I've done it all. People in radio, you know what I'm talking about. You've done it all, or you've had another side job or side jobs or whatever to make things work. And there were times when I would take an order and I didn't pay attention to what the address was. And I'll go and pick up the order. I'll tap all the buttons I need to tap. I'll get on the road. I'll hit the map, driving directions. I go, oh my God. It's on the 4th floor. And there's no, like, I used to deliver places. Again, sometimes you're not paying attention. You're just not. And I would take some deliveries sometimes into places where you had to get to the 3rd or 4th floor, and you had to climb the steps outside of the building to get up there. You know, like in the movies, they're way up top and they pull the ladder down to get, yeah, places like that. And you're like, you got to go up the icy steps. It's dark. There's no lights. You can't read the addresses on the. I said, never again. Never again. If I see this address, am I going to accept that delivery? Ever again. But I know all the drivers out there, all the delivery people that have done that or still do. You know what I'm talking about.
I was staying when I was house sitting for my friends over the weekend. They have 2 flights of stairs leading up to their house. That's it. But that was enough for me to feel like, yeah, I'm going to throw an extra $1 on. Otherwise, I'm going to meet you at the bottom of the stairs.
Yeah. Or you deliver to the apartment complexes.
Mm-hmm.
There's 3434A, 3834B, and they're 5,000 yards apart from each other.
Oh, yeah. I had a guy deliver my DoorDash one time, and it took him probably 10, 12 extra minutes, and he was just kind of driving around Mount Union. And when he got there, he said, oh, I'm so sorry. I had a delivery to one of the dorm rooms, and I just couldn't find it.
Oh, man.
He's like, it was in the building. They wouldn't let me in.
Right.
I couldn't get into the building.
Right. And no disrespect to our young ladies and gentlemen that are going to school. They ain't tipping. They're not tipping.
They're broke. Okay.
Right. They are broke. They probably shouldn't be doing DoorDash because DoorDash is expensive.
From tipping. That does not mean that they should be using DoorDash.
Yeah,
if you can't tip,
you're lucky to get anything from a college kid. And I get it, you're broke, but also I'm out here doing a job. You know what I mean? That doesn't exempt you just because you're going to school. But yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy today what we tip for, and sometimes it's even crazier what others expect to be tipped for. But that's where we're at in 2026. We'll take a break. We'll come back. It's the Sam Bourquin Show. Have a little fun on this Wednesday afternoon, 1310 WDPN.
Looking for a fresh way to explore downtown Canton? The new Canton Art Walk takes you beyond the artwork and into the stories that shaped our city. Discover colorful murals, public sculptures, local history, and the creative spirit, transforming downtown into an open-air gallery. Whether you're a lifelong resident or a first-time visitor, you'll see Canton in a whole new way. Presented by Arts and Start and Visit Canton. Guided tours begin in July. Reserve your spot today at CantonArtWalk.com. That's CantonArtWalk.com. Discover the art, uncover the stories, experience Canton.
Hi, I'm Kristen Bell. As a mom, I want my kids to have full bellies, big dreams, and all the energy in the world to chase them. That is what I want for all kids. But right now, millions of kids in America are living with hunger. That means too many children are going without the meals they need to thrive. And that's just not okay. But the good news is this is a problem that we can all solve. No Kid Hungry works every day in schools, in communities, and during the summertime to make sure kids have healthy meals all year round. That's why I support No Kid Hungry. So let's do this. Let's give all the kids the chance to grow up healthy and strong.
To learn more about ending child hunger in America, go to helpnokidhungry.org today.
Here's the deal. We gotta set ourselves up. See, retirement is the long game. We gotta make moves and make them early. Set up goals. Don't worry about a setback. Just save up and stack up to reach them. Let's put ourselves in the right position. Pre-game to greater things.
Start building your retirement plan at thisispretirement.org. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
All righty, it's that time. Sammy's Best Bet. We do it Monday through Friday, 4:29, right here on 1310 WDPN. Took it on the chin again last night. Well, I thought we were good last night. Orioles and Cubs on a warm night at Camden Yards. A lot of runs. Nope. Not even close last night. So this evening, we're going to go down to the Great American Small Park, I like to call it, down in Cincinnati. Reds will play the Philadelphia Phillies. Alan Rangel on the mound for Philadelphia. Chase Burns on the mound tonight for Cincinnati. Now you look at these ERAs, not too bad. Rangel 3.38, Burns at 2.40, and they still had the total at 8.5. Now I'm looking up and down the lineups here. I see guys that can just rake. Ellie De La Cruz, J.J. Bleday, Eugenio Suarez, Spencer Steer, Bryce Harper, Kyle Schwarber, Brandon Marsh, Alex Bohm. Are you kidding me? We're going over. Reds, Phillies, over the 8.5 tonight. Down in Cincinnati. That's Sammy B's best bet of the night. News and weather coming up.
The latest news and the current Alliance area weather forecast are up next on AM 1310 WDPN.
Good afternoon. It's 4:30. The United States reimposed oil sanctions on Iran following reports of unprovoked attacks on ships in the Strait of Hormuz. Letter from the Treasury Department's Office of Foreign Assets Control said the license that temporarily lifted sanctions issued June 21st has been revoked. In late June, President Trump announced the U.S. would temporarily lift oil sanctions on Iran after the Islamic Republic pledged to open the strait and allow nuclear inspectors into the country. UK Maritime Trade Operations Center said it obtained 3 different reports of attacks on vessels traversing the strait that caused the sanctions to return. Ukraine's security service said Tuesday it found the body of Ukrainian national Anastasia Berezovska, whom authorities in Monaco had wanted in connection with a bombing targeting business tycoon Vadim Vermaleyev. The security service, known by SBU, said an officer serving in Ukraine's military intelligence agency confessed to killing the woman with the help of a former law enforcement officer. He claimed he acted on his own initiative and without informing his superiors. The June 29th bomb attack reportedly targeted Yermolayev, who has links to Russia, and his family. 3 people were injured, including a child. U.S. working to lift sanctions preventing Turkey from obtaining F-35 Lightning II stealth fighter jets. Turkey, an early partner on the F-35 program, but was barred from obtaining the aircraft after purchasing air defense systems from Russia in 2019. A provision of the 2020 National Defense Authorization Act requires the Secretaries of State and War to certify Turkey's military no longer operates the air defense program. It has offered assurances it will not accept such Russian air defense systems before it can begin receiving F-35s. President Trump told reporters Secretary of State Marco Rubio, Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent, and War Secretary Pete Hegseth are developing a plan to address the legal hurdles blocking the transfers. NATO Secretary Mark Rutte said today U.S. attacks on Iran were absolutely necessary. Washington set off a new bombardment against the Islamic Republic Tuesday and revoked a license permitting Tehran to sell oil after 3 tankers were hit by projectiles in the Strait of Hormuz. Rutte told reporters before a summit of NATO leaders in Ankara, when you have a ceasefire, and Iran is basically violating the ceasefire, I think it's totally crucial the U.S. forcefully act. Rudy said there was no question about the complete commitment of the U.S. to NATO, but added there's also the expectation the Europeans and Canadians will equalize their spending with the United States, which I think is completely fair. German investigation into an online predator network that thrived on the messaging app Telegram for years has led to the convictions of 4 alleged members of the group's inner circle. The network made up of mainly Chinese men, targeting mostly Chinese women in Germany. They called themselves the German Driving School for Experts. But prosecutors say the group's true purpose was to brag about the women they raped and share tips about how to drug their victims. The 4th defendant was convicted Wednesday in Berlin. 86 degrees at 4:33 for WDPN News. I'm Clint Marshall.
Here's Mark Johnson's forecast on AM 1310 WDPN.
Dry weather through your Wednesday afternoon. We're going to go with a high near 87 degrees with very, very light winds. Not going to cool you down much. Partly sunny all day long. Overnight, a few scattered clouds here and there. Our low, a muggy 67. I am Mark J. Weather from 3 News.
Oh, yeah.
Welcome back to the Sam Bourquin Show, 1310 WDPN. You can watch and listen on the WDPN Facebook page, Twitter page, the Q92 Radio YouTube channel. While you're there, make sure you hit that subscribe button. That would be awesome. Did you see the final numbers for viewers for the World Cup game between the United States and Belgium? My goodness.
Can't even imagine.
42 million people watched U.S.-Belgium the other night on Fox. 30 million on Fox, Telemundo with 12 million, which got it to 42 million. That's more people than have ever watched a college football, NBA, Major League, or NHL game in history. Only the NFL playoffs can beat that number.
Yeah, I imagine the Super Bowl probably beats that.
Oh, God, yeah, because the Super Bowl's at 95 to 100 million.
Yeah.
But 42 million for a soccer match. That's awesome. And then you start thinking, well, what if? What if the United States would have beat Belgium? How many people do you think would have watched the game versus Spain? And then if they would have beat Spain, how many people would have watched the United States if they would have had to play Argentina or Brazil as you're getting closer and closer to the final match? I mean, the numbers would have been staggering. Staggering. But that's pretty good. That's pretty good viewership right there for soccer. In the United States, that's really good. But man, got to figure out a way to knock that door down, right? Got to figure out a way to get through there and get through the round of 16. Rainsburg, did you see what's coming to Alliance?
No, I didn't.
I'm actually going to give you the location. 1731 West State Street.
That's
real close to the big First Baptist Church.
Yeah.
On West State Street. What do you think's coming in?
I don't know. I haven't heard anything.
7 Brew.
No.
Another coffee place.
Cool.
Oh, it's coming to Alliance. 7 Brew on West State Street.
I'm not super familiar with that one.
It's an up and comer. They started in 2017.
Okay.
In Arkansas. And they're in 38 states now. Over 700 locations. They've got a location on Lincoln Way. They've got one on Tusk.
Okay.
I think there's another one in the Belden area. But it's one of those zip in, zip out places. They got double drive-through lines.
Yeah, I think, is there one in North Canton?
I think so. Yeah, yes.
Okay.
Yes, it's on Main Street.
I think I drove past that over the weekend, and I was kind of eyeballing it, wondering. I'm like, that place is really busy. I wonder if it's good.
Yeah.
But it was really busy.
Good. I mean, they do well. And again, it's your typical coffees, energy drinks, teas, sodas, smoothies, stuff like that. And but they're coming to Alliance. Let me see here. Looks like in the fall. Looks like they're coming in the fall.
Well, I love coffee, so.
Come on, 7 Brew. Get on. We could work them in. Right?
Yeah.
Sam Bourquin Show, powered by 7 Brew.
A coffee sponsor.
Let's go. Come on, sales department. Get on that.
All the caffeine I can get.
So the good news of a place opening, now we have the sad news of another restaurant closing their doors. There has been a lot of places closing that I know of just in the last couple of weeks. I found out last night that Bugsy's Italian place closed over in the Oakwood Square. I didn't know that. Another steakhouse is gone. The Astoria Grill on Everhard Road out in Belden closed. They were only open for 2 years. I thought they might make it. This was in the building where the old Gervis Brown Derby was, out there in Belden. You all know where that was, on Everhard. And they opened up. It was an Italian steakhouse. I thought, okay, I kind of like this. I think another steakhouse that's good. If they do it right and do it well, I think they're gonna hang around for a little bit. 2 years, man. Doors are closed. I know there was a restaurant downtown Canton just closed. 330 or something like that.
It's tough business.
It's tough. It's so tough. And we're sitting here talking about tipping and service and stuff like that. I can't remember a period of time where it has been so difficult to make it in the restaurant business. And when I say make it, I mean make it. Not just, enough to keep the lights on and give yourself a couple $100 at the end of the month. I mean make it. And places are closing left and right. I have a feeling that a lot of the closures are because of the rent that the restaurant here is so high. Like, especially the places that have the big square footage. I wouldn't even want to know what you're paying for rent out in the Belden Village area. I wouldn't even want to know what rent cost. I bet rent on State Street is high. Lincoln Way in Tusk.
Oh, God.
Has got to be high.
I can't even imagine what the rent on Lincoln Way is.
Portage.
Any part of it.
Out by the Strip has got to be off the charts high. Now, some places are able to make it like the Astoria Grill. That was a local place. The 330 restaurant in Canton, local place. Bugsy's, local place. The chains seem to be able to weather the storm. They've got the money. They got the backing. They can pay the high rent. They can get through, they can make it through the tough days of the week. A lot of places have chosen to close now on a Monday or a Tuesday. So now they're open, Wednesday through Sunday. Get that Friday, Saturday, Sunday weekend in there. I feel bad. I know a lot of people in the business, they've tried to give it a go, but they just can't. The rent just kills them, and payroll and taxes and credit card machine charges and food cost and delivery cost and just bills. And by the time you look at the bottom line at the end of the month, they're like, we're in the red. And how long can you keep doing that?
No, with the cost of everything going up everywhere. I mean, inflation, inflation has a lot to do with it. Has a ton to do with it. I feel bad though, because
People that are in the restaurant business, and not that we're all not passionate about what we do and whatever we choose, but people that get into the restaurant business, they love it. Like, they eat, sleep, and drink it. Pardon the puns. They love it. They love the preparation, the planning, the menu. They love everything about it, the service part of it. And I just feel bad that some of these places just can't cut it.
Well, I imagine a lot of the restaurants that have been around for decades probably are grandfathered into like really, really good deals with their suppliers and probably have long relationships so they can keep their costs down and they can keep their prices down. But, you know, brand new out of the gate businesses don't have that advantage.
It's tough. I mean, you're especially if you're starting from scratch.
Yeah. You're
building a brand new building. You're paying for all, the wiring, the furniture, the glasses, the silverware, it's amazing what it costs just to run a place for a month.
And the craziest thing is nowadays building a whole new building a lot of times is cheaper than renovating an old building because some of the really old buildings are just so far gone. It's It's cheaper to tear it down and rebuild.
Cost you $10,000 just for the heat.
Yeah, fortune just to make it,
time.
Livable and usable again.
My heart just goes out to the people that they can't keep their places open. And what are you going to do? I mean, even a lot of places, even a lot of the mom and pop places that are really, 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 really busy, and you think you can never get in. Trust me, man. At the end of the month, they're not killing it. They're not, because there's just the expense. The expenses going out. Just stuff you just wouldn't think of. You just wouldn't think of it. And you add all those up on top of your rent and your payroll and everything else. Whew, it's tough. It's tough business. It really is. I had to laugh. Are we at the point now? I saw an advertisement this morning. I'm not going to mention the place. Remember the good old days of the wing specials? Remember those? Remember 40-cent wing night? 50 cents? 60? Then it went to 75. Then it went to 95. Folks, I saw an advertisement today, place, screaming from the rooftop, "Hey, great deal, $1 wing night." Excuse me?
It's a great deal.
Excuse me? No. $1 a wing is not a deal.
Good Lord, today it is. In this economy,
$1 a wing, and you're making it sound like I'm stealing from you. I couldn't believe it. Again, I understand cost. First of all, wings are the biggest food cost scam in the history.
Wings are a giant
of
ripoff.
Civilization.
Yeah, they're the biggest ripoff ever. You are not wrong.
I kind of poked my friends a little bit in the industry. I said, "Come on, oh, you wouldn't believe it. The cost. It's the chicken wing. Come on, it's bone. Yeah, $1 a wing. Come get them. It's a special." What? Again, I understand it. We're never going to have 50-cent wing night. I understand it. But don't climb to the top of the chapel and wave your flag saying that you are giving me the greatest deal of my life for $1 a wing. Sorry.
In this economy, I don't know. That sounds like a pretty good deal to me. Where was that?
Really?
$1 a wing?
You think $1 a wing is a special?
What do you pay for like a 6-piece at Wingstop?
I don't know, because they don't do 6s.
Oh yeah, it's like an 8.
They do
right?
8. They do 8 and 10.
8 and 10, yeah.
8, 10, and 15.
How much is an 8-piece at Wingstop? Is it more than $8? I think it is.
Yes, because you're getting fries and a drink. Comes with it.
What comes with those $1 a wing? Wings?
Nothing.
Okay.
And they're going to whack you for blue cheese, ranch, and celery on top of it. I'm sorry, man. I love to spend with the best of them, but $1 a wing, don't tell me you're giving me a deal.
It's not a steal, but
if you're going to charge $1 a wing and you're going to advertise it, maybe put that in the lower left-hand corner in print that's really small.
That looks better than the McDonald's under $3 menu.
And I love wings too. Maybe that's why that makes me so mad. I'm such a wing guy. It kills me to think that $1 a wing is a deal nowadays. I don't know, man. I just thought that was funny because they were like, "Oh, $1, come get them. Let's go. You're robbing us and you don't even know it." Yeah. When and why did wings become so expensive?
Sauce. I blame the sauce.
You blame the sauce.
People are just paying for the sauce.
I mean,
nobody cares about the wing
the
quality.
Wings are the pieces of chicken that people used to throw away.
No, I know.
And now we're selling them for $1 a piece.
Yeah, you're paying
and
for
some of them are about as small. They're the size of half the size of a magic marker.
Yeah.
That's when you really get upset.
You're paying for the sauce. That's all you're paying for.
Well, what's going in that sauce? You going to take 30 years off my life?
Probably.
Is there some kind of secret ingredient there I don't know about?
None of that sauce is going to make your life longer.
$1 a wing. It's a steal. Come get them. Thursday nights.
I mean, think
4
about
until
it.
10. Come get them.
Think about it, though. Sometime in the past 5 to 10 years, people stopped saying to you, "You got to try these wings." They started saying, "You got to try this place's sauce."
Well, we have come a long way there. It's no longer just the dry rub and barbecue and mild.
Right.
Now it's 15 to 20 to 30 to 50 sauces.
Exactly. So I blame the sauce.
But that does not give you the right to jam me up and try to tell me that I'm getting the deal.
They
on $1 a wing.
They all they talk about is how delicious the sauce is and how much you have to try the awesome sauce. That they're distracting you from the ridiculous pricing. It's a gambit.
Look in the left hand while I'm doing something else over here with the right. Is that what we're doing?
George on YouTube says 10-cent wig night at the Brown Derby in the early 90s.
Yeah, George is even going back further than me. Can you imagine 10-cent wig night?
Good Lord. That restaurant would be turned to rubble by the crowd.
Now you better
mowing it down.
In the places that used to do that, and they were smart. They caught on because the 10-cent wings brought out a lot of cheapskates. You know what they were doing? They were coming in and ordering a glass of water, and then ordering wings, and then of course they wouldn't tip either. Well, my bill was only I'm not tipping. So the establishments got smart. He said, "You'll get this stuff at this price with the purchase of a beverage." Whether it was a pop or a beer or a cocktail or whatever. So at least, okay, your server was getting like the amount of the check was going up a little bit, so that would help them out with the tip. And plus the overall business too. Because you got to remember, food costs, a lot of places don't make a lot of profit off of food. They make their profit off of the drinks.
Yeah, because
that's where they're making their money. But yeah, 10-cent wings, you got a lot of people in there that probably shouldn't leave the house.
The food cost part of it's insane because if you get too much food for the day and you misjudge it, then you just lose money because some of that food goes to waste. So you have to buy the perfect amount of food for what you think is going to happen that day.
And you got to be really smart.
Yeah, you got to be really meticulous about that.
Wow. $2 and we... Yeah, $2 and we were full. Yeah. Oh, my gosh. 53 minutes past the hour. We're going to take a break. 330-821-1310. Keep your comments coming in on all of our social media platforms, 1310 WDPN, Sam Bourquin Show page, and, of course, the Q92 Radio YouTube channel. We'll step away. We'll come back with more in just a moment.
Do you have trouble getting in and out of the bathtub? Are you afraid you'll slip and fall entering or exiting a tub? Safe Step walk-in tubs can transform your bathtub from an area of concern to a calming refuge. Call them today at 1-800-498-2098 and save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs and showers are proudly made in Tennessee and offer an ultra-low step-in, avoiding that difficult climb over a traditional bathtub wall. They also offer a variety of therapeutic benefits that may help soothe your aching muscles and joints, increasing your mobility, boosting your energy, and improving your sleep. Safe Step walk-in tubs are designed to easily fit your existing tub space and are often installed in as little as one day. Just dial 1-800-498-2098 today to save $1,600 and receive a free shower package. That's 1-800-498-2098 for a free no-obligation consultation and to save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs. Safety never felt so good.
Our national parks didn't just happen. They were imagined by those who saw beyond their time. The trailblazers, the bold. They stood on the edges of canyons, walked through history, and understood that these places need us just as much as we need them. Now it's up to us. Join the National Park Foundation to ensure what's all of ours is here forever. Donate at nationalparks.org/trailblazers.
The impact of a meal goes well beyond feeding our bodies, because when people don't have to worry about where their next meal is coming from, they can truly thrive, like Marta.
And now we'll hear from our class valedictorian, who with our hard work never ceases to amaze us. Please welcome Marta Moreno.
And Alex.
Hey, Alex, how did the interview go? I did it. I got the job. I can't believe it. I knew it. Let's meet up later to celebrate.
And Diego.
Mom! I got first place at the science fair with my volcano project.
That's amazing, sweetie. Congratulations.
Because when people are fed, futures are nourished, and everyone deserves to live a full life. Join the movement to end hunger at feedingamerica.org/actnow. feedingamerica.org/actnow. A public service announcement brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Welcome back to the show. Don't forget, we're going to talk some MLB and some Cleveland Guardians baseball with the outstanding baseball writer for USA Today, Bob Nightengale. He'll be joining us at 5:15. I wonder what city Bob is on his way to today. He is all over the place. He's at a different ballpark like every other night. So we'll be checking in with Bob Nightengale, 5:15, right here on the Sam Bourquin Show, 1310 WDPN. Let me see here. Sam, love to talk about the perceived wing specials nowadays. The golden era of 50-cent wings is long gone, my friend. Love the show. Yeah, we've crossed over there. To be honest with you, I don't even remember 10-cent wings. I don't remember wings being any cheaper than...
I think I remember 25-cent
I
wings.
remember 25-cent wings.
That still rings a bell.
And then they would move in increments because they were afraid if they went from 25 to 50, it would scare people away. So they'd go to 30. And then it was 40.
55-cent wings.
55. 65, 70.
I hated that.
Just a little... You know what, the old saying, they'll nickel and dime you. But that's what they were doing.
That made my OCD go insane when I was a kid. Remember how everything used to be like $19.99?
Right.
Or $24.99?
Mm-hmm.
I hated that as a kid. It drove me nuts.
Because the study said people were they were much more apt to buy.
Yeah, because it's a deal.
If you put it at $25, they wouldn't do it. But at $24.99, they thought they were getting a steal. Insane. And there are stats that prove that out. That's why all the stuff that they would try to sell you on TV back in the day, the infomercials, all the goofy stuff they would try to sell, the magic sponge, this cooking chamber, this pan, everything ended in a 99 because statistics showed they would do it. Oh, 99. So you're telling me it's not $25? It's $24.99. I'm in. And it worked. It still works. It still works.
So wild. Yeah, it's the same thing with like colors and stuff. They use different specific colors to trigger different thoughts and emotions.
Right.
Like red and yellow together make you hungry. That's why all the fast food places have red and yellow in their logos and names and stuff.
See there? Sam, you want a good deal on wings? Go to BJ's and buy a 48-ounce bag of Purdue air fryer wings. You get 30 of those for $20. That's about 66 cents a wing. Delicious.
Pretty good deal.
All right, that's not bad. That's not bad. You're saying I have to do that myself?
Look,
I have to go to the store. I got to come home. I got to make them. I got to do all the work. Is that what you're telling me?
Look, let me tell you something. Thinking that cooking something in an air fryer is too much work is a very slippery slope.
What are you saying?
Because the air fryer is the easiest thing to cook in. You just open it, throw it in there, and turn it on.
Right.
So don't let yourself think that that's a lot of work. Because the moment you think air frying something is effort, you've gone too far.
Well, to me, and I'm not a cook by any stretch of the imagination. You can ask anybody that knows me. There's a big difference between an air fryer and a deep fryer.
Oh, yes.
Big
Absolutely.
amount of work, skill, patience, and safety.
That's my point. The air fryer, none of that patience, skill, safety, none of that are an issue. You just throw it in there and turn it on.
Yeah, I just don't want to drive out and go grab stuff and get in line and drive home. And I don't know.
You're preaching to the choir. Nobody hates going to the store more than I do.
I am Captain Convenience. That's pretty much when I base everything on convenience. And I'll pay for the convenience. It's just, I don't know, getting old, getting lazy. All right, we're going to take a break. News and weather coming up. Some of the hardest working people in the biz, Mark Johnson, Clint Marshall. When we get back, we'll kind of recap everything from today. We'll look ahead to the Guards and the Twins tonight, see if LeBron's made a decision. And we'll bring in Bob Nightengale from USA Today to talk all things Major League Baseball. That's coming around the bend on 1310 WDPN.
An Alliance tradition for over half a century. You can always count on WDPN Alliance.
News, I'm Michelle Franzen. The U.S. military says it's launched another round of strikes against Iranian targets in retaliation for Iran firing on ships in the Strait of Hormuz yesterday. President Trump warned before leaving the NATO summit that the U.S. could carry out more strikes. He also says he does not think the war with Iran will ramp up again. A federal appeals court in Washington rejected a request to set aside a lower court order keeping President Trump's name off the Kennedy Center.
The appeals court panel says the Kennedy Center's leadership has failed to show how the center is being harmed by a lower court order directing that Trump's name be removed from the facade. The three-judge panel also shrugged off the administration's suggestion that not calling it the Trump Kennedy Center will negatively affect its fundraising. The judges say the president and his handpicked board have, quote, failed to support this assertion with any specific facts or evidence.
ABC's Stephen Portnoy. On Wall Street today, stocks ended mixed over new Mideast tensions. This is ABC News.
Amy Cox did something smart. She saved hundreds on auto insurance switching to Progressive. And with that money, she decided to treat herself to an anti-aging red light mask. Will she look like a horror movie villain every night? Yes. Will her boyfriend Kevin be scarred for life? That's certainly a risk. But it's Amy's savings, and if she's willing to risk her relationship for smooth, wrinkle-free skin, well, bye-bye, Kevin. Switch and see if you could save with Progressive and treat yourself. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
What if your instincts could pay off? With Robinhood Prediction Markets, you could put your sports IQ to work on the games you know best. It's not you against the house. It's you participating in a live market. Buy or sell your predictions all game long. Trade every play with Robinhood. Visit Robinhood.com/predict. That's Robinhood.com/predict. Futures and cleared swaps trading involves significant risk and is not appropriate for everyone. Event contracts are offered by Robinhood Derivatives LLC, a registered futures commission merchant and swap.
Now, the latest Alliance area news from Clint Marshall on AM 1310 WDPN.
Good afternoon. It's 5:02. Highway Patrol says man wanted in connection with an attempted murder in Canton is in custody after a chase through parts of Summit County. 39-year-old Julius Edwards of Canton accused of repeatedly stabbing his girlfriend at a 15th Street Southwest home Tuesday morning. The victim was taken to Waltman Hospital in critical condition. Edwards later sped away from state troopers on Darrow Road in Hudson, causing a crash on Terex Road that seriously injured multiple people. He later shot at a trooper who returned fire. Edwards reportedly then crashed a stolen vehicle into a Summit Metro Parks cruiser at Saybrook Boulevard and Bunker Lane in Stowe. The officers suffered minor injuries. Canton police say 2 people face felony charges after a woman escaped from a home where she had allegedly been held at gunpoint. Officers say the victim fled the residence of the 1400 block of Robin Court Southeast Tuesday morning and flagged down law enforcement. 43-year-old Dustin Bentley and 32-year-old Isaiah Lucius of Canton were arrested. Both are scheduled for arraignment today in municipal court. Bentley charged with abduction, having weapons under disability, and aggravated menacing. Lucius charged with abduction and obstructing official business. Canton man under arrest after police say he shot at a family member. Police say 46-year-old Brian Cricks was taken into custody after a brief vehicle pursuit Monday night. Officers say the investigation began at a home in the 100 block of Claremont Avenue Northwest, where they found bullet holes and spent casings. The gun has not been found. Cricks faces charges of felonious assault, domestic violence, and failure to comply. A Rittman police officer will be laid to rest this week. Sergeant Scott Rees will be honored with a funeral Friday at Northside Christian Church in Wadsworth, with burial to follow at Rittman Cemetery. Visitation set for Thursday from 2 until 8. Rees served nearly 30 years in law enforcement and was killed Sunday night while responding to a disturbance on Chippewa Trail. 118-year-old Canton landmark set to come down to make room for a new Dairy Queen. According to the repository, Carl Warther of Stowe has purchased the former Ristorante Capaldi building at 4905 Tuscarawas Street West, across from St. Joan of Arc Church, with plans for his 8th Dairy Queen location. The building, constructed in 1908, became Ristorante Capaldi in the 1980s and was later known as Angelo's. Warther's 7th Dairy Queen on Cleveland Avenue Northwest, expected to open later this summer. If the county approves the site plans, Warther will have up to 2 years to build. A Steubenville man identified as the driver in last month's fatal pedestrian crash in Columbiana County's Perry Township. Highway Patrol says 23-year-old Gage Palmer struck 35-year-old Amanda Spiegel of Salem on Route 45 June 18th. Troopers say alcohol and drugs are suspected, but no charges have been filed as an investigation continues. Man convicted in the killing of an East Liverpool man will remain in prison for life. The 7th District Court of Appeals upheld the conviction and sentence of Elvin Tisdale. He was found guilty last year of charges including aggravated murder following a jury trial in Columbiana County Common Pleas Court. Charges stem from the July 2021 shooting of Bryson Douglas in East Liverpool. A 10 to 15-year sentence was given to Tisdale's cousin Alan after he was found guilty of involuntary manslaughter. Mahoning County judge has sentenced a North Carolina man in a deadly crash. 25-year-old Robert Powell was found guilty by a Mahoning County jury in May of aggravated vehicular homicide, OVI, and improper handling of a firearm in a motor vehicle. He was given a sentence of 5 to 7.5 years in prison. The April 2025 wreck in Coatesville Township at Route 422 and Hubbard Road killed 62-year-old John Clunas of Newcastle, Pennsylvania. Washington Township trustees approved fire department equipment and vehicle expenses Monday. The board authorized just over $4,000 for ambulance repairs, more than $500 for a fire department whiteboard. Trustees also learned the department handled 59 calls in June, while the township's summer paving program has been completed. Man who admitted to making threats against President Trump and federal immigration agents will spend 3 years on probation. Federal judge sentenced 47-year-old Charles Ingram of North Bloomfield to time already served. He pleaded guilty in April to threatening officials and interstate threatening communications. The FBI says Ingram posted violent messages online targeting ICE agents, political figures, and others. February search of his home found guns and ammunition. Ohio Department of Health Director Bruce Vanderhoff urging Ohioans to take extra precautions when handling fruits and vegetables to help prevent cycloporiasis, a gastrointestinal disease that sickened hundreds of people across multiple states recently, including Ohio. As of July 2nd, ODH reported 177 cases in the state, 171 occurring in June, mostly since June 20th. 28 Ohioans have been hospitalized. Cycloporiasis is not typically life-threatening and can be treated with antibiotics. Rest and plenty of fluids also important to recovery. No common source has been identified, and the investigation is ongoing. 86 degrees at 5:07. This is the local edition of WDPN News. I'm Clint Marshall.
When man's best friend chases the family cat through the window screen, you need a rapid repair from Bonfort Glass. In warmer weather, accidents can happen. When a hole in your window or door screen is keeping you from enjoying the fresh air, take that torn screen to Bonfort's for a speedy, expert repair. You think of Bonfort's for glass repair, but don't forget, they can take care of just about any problem you may have with a window or door, including screens. If your screens are old, worn, corroded, or torn, bring them into Bonfort Glass and Alliance. Replace those shabby old screens with new aluminum or fiberglass ones that will wear better and last longer. Bonfort's experts give you the quality you can depend on and service that's unsurpassed. So even if your best pal chased the cat through the window screen, just take it to Bonfort's for a rapid repair. For all your glass and window needs, rely on Bonfort Glass, 30 South Union Avenue in Alliance.
Meteorologist Mark Johnson has the latest forecast on AM 1310 WDPN.
87, very warm, very muggy degrees for your Wednesday high, and no breeze to cool you down, find some shade, or maybe head to the pool. Partly sunny all afternoon long. Tonight, staying dry, a few scattered clouds around, our low 67. From the 3 News Weather Center, I'm Mark Johnson.
Live from the AM 1310 WDPN studio, it's time for live and local sports talk. It's the Sam Bourquin Show.
I'm ready.
Give the show a call at 330-821-1310.
Good call, meatball!
Watch the Sam Bourquin Show on the AM 1310 Facebook page, the Q92 YouTube page, and on X. This is the Sam Bourquin Show on AM 1310 WDPN.
That ball's barreled up, deep center field. Fedco back on the track, at the wall. It is gone. A home run. Breeze Hoskins to the big part of the park, giving the Guardians a 1-0 lead.
High and deep. O'Hearn. Grand slam. Oh, my. This is deep.
You've never seen it. 10 RBIs by a Pirate. Ryan O'Hearn, the first Pirate with a 10 RBI game. 10. A perfect 10.
Just trying to find square up. Highline drive, center field, carries over the wall. 300 for Shohei Ohtani.
Swinging a fly ball, right field and deep. Away back. Game over. Marcy, the walk-off hero.
It is time for hour number 3 of the Sam Bourquin Show right here on AM 1310 WDPN. Phone lines are open, 330-821-1310. You can text us. You can also get us on the Q92 Radio YouTube channel. We got the chat room open for you. Looking forward to hearing from you this afternoon. Guardians on the short end of the stick last night. They're going to be back at it here in a couple of hours, 7:40. First pitch in Minneapolis as the Guards will take on the Twins. Slade Ciccone on the mound tonight for Cleveland. Maybe we can get more than 3 hits tonight. What do you say, fellas? What do you say? Let's give our pitchers some help tonight. Let's maybe score, I don't know, maybe a couple of runs. Let's see what we can do. First pitch at 7:40. Guards, Twins, White Sox all kind of burrowed together in that American League Central Division. We'll be talking to Bob Nightengale, by the way, from USA Today. Coming up here in just a few minutes. We'll talk some Guards. We'll talk Central Division. We'll talk Major League Baseball. Maybe we'll get into the All-Star break, maybe. I do want to ask Bob about how he thinks maybe some of the quiet negotiating is going between the players' union and the owners. That's got to be in the back of everybody's mind right now. LeBron watch continues. No news. I think LeBron was out golfing today. I don't know if it was in Ohio, but he was out golfing again. 16 years ago, LeBron made his first decision. We all remember how that went down. Coming up at 5:29, we'll have On This Day in Sports History. Our poll question of the day, what is your stance on tipping in 2026? What's your opinion on how do you feel about when and how much to tip? That's our poll question of the day. Just a quick reminder that the Stark County High School football preview is coming up to the St. Harmlebus Church over there on 25th Street. That'll be happening on August the 12th. Tickets are on sale. So if you want to check that out, give the folks over there a call and they'll get you all squared away. We'll be out there that afternoon doing a live broadcast beginning at 3 o'clock. Looking forward to that. What else we got going on here today? Did you see the Yankees? It couldn't happen to a better team. The Yankees struck out 17 times in their game last night against Tampa Bay. 17. That's hideous. What's their payroll? They struck out 17 times last night. Ryan O'Hearn had an unbelievable game with the Pirates. If you missed it last night, he had 10 RBI in Pittsburgh's win over the Atlanta Braves. The Pirates finally got Paul Skeens some run support last night. So that was some of the big stories in MLB. Looking ahead, looking at the standings right now, we'll talk to Bob about this. Tampa Bay, holy cow, are they good? Tampa Bay is so good. They just don't get enough. Don't get enough credit. 53-36, Tampa. 4 games over the Yanks. 11.5 over the Blue Jays. In the Central, of course, the White Sox lead the Guards by 1. They lead the Twins by 3. American League West, Seattle is a half game over the Rangers. 2-game lead over the Astros. National League, the Braves are 52-38, 2 over the Phillies, 3 over the Marlins. Nationals are kind of hanging around. They're 6.5 out. Brewers lead the Central by 7 over the Cubs. Brew Crew 58-33. They are 25 games over 500. And then in the West, the Los Angeles Dodgers 60-33. The closest team, the Diamondbacks. They're 14 games out. The Padres, with that big payroll, 14 games out. And San Francisco is so far out, they didn't even make the page. They didn't even make the bottom of the page when I printed it out. That's how far out they are. That's crazy. But then there's the little old Cleveland Guardians. Chugga, 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 chugga. 47-45. 511 win percentage. We are what we are. 24-22 at home, 23-23 on the road. Everything screams 500 about this team. Our record, our home record, our away record, our record in our last 10 games, we're 5-5. Everything screams we are a 500 organization. And that's where we are. Kind of amazing with the inability to hit the ball, the inability to score runs. Folks, we're a game out of first place. Again, thank you for putting us in the American League Central Division. Can you imagine if we were in the East? Okay, if we were in the East, we would be tied for third, and we would be 11.5 games out. If we were in the West, At 47 and 45, we would be tied for fourth. If we were in the National League, 47 wins, we would be tied for fourth. NL Central, we'd be tied for third. In the NL West, we'd be in second, but we'd be 14 games out of first place. I just don't know if I have the faith. I don't know if I have the belief that if the time comes, and it'll come, that our group, our financiers, are going to make a decision to go in. I didn't say go all in, but go in and make some moves. My fear is that ownership has looked at this team and they see what you see. They see what I see. Rookie. Oh, another rookie. First-year player. Oh, another rookie. And my fear is they say, we're too young. It's not going to matter what we bring in. We don't have enough. We don't have enough to get where we want to go this year. Let's wait. Let's kick the can down the road. Let's let these guys get more experience, more seasoning, more games, more practices, more bright lights, big stage, if you will. And we'll think about it. Maybe we'll think about it in 27, 28. We'll see. We'll also kind of see where ownership is then. I don't know how much longer the Dolans will be involved until they sell completely. Like David Blitzer's in as a minority investor. Travis Kelce is in as a minority investor. Matt Colleague is in as a minority investor. But the Dolans are still kind of calling everything, as far as I know. But I don't know how much longer they will be. I don't know if they're looking to strip this thing down a little bit more until they completely hand it over to the new group. I'm not sure where that is. I'm not sure what their timeline is. And then you've got the looming work stoppage hanging over everybody's head. That may have a little something to do with how decisions are made or not made coming up here in the very near future. So I don't know where that's going to go. But I do know that our lineup right now, and the first couple guys off the bench, if you're calling somebody to come up and get you hit, be a pinch hitter. We're very young, very raw, talented, not a lot of experience, and quite frankly, not a lot of offense. Young hitters, rookie batters, it's a tough way to win. It's a tough way to go. How much longer, chugga, can we hang in there? How much longer can we hang in? What if the White Sox go like 8-2 or rip off 7 in a row? What if we go on a streak if we lose 5 out of 7 or 10 out of 15? It's going to be tough to make that up. It's going to be tough to get back. That's why these division games are so doggone important. So important. You split with the Chicago White Sox. You took 2 out of the 4. This is just a 3-game set. Boy, it'd be a good idea to win one tonight. Then you put yourself in a position to win the series. And at this point in the year, that's what you want to do. Can't look too far ahead because you can only get from here to there if you handle your business in your division. And the Guardians have a chance to do that tonight. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. We'll see which one of the young kids. Everything okay over there?
Yep.
Okay. Let's see which one of the young kids or group of kids gets a little hot, gets a little streak. All it takes is a couple of 2 for 4s or a 3 for 5 or a little, maybe a walk-off hit or a big home run. It's all it takes. But man, to get there, it's so hard. Look, moving up from A to AA to AAA to the big leagues is so hard. It's hard when you get there because you want to stay. And you got to produce because you know your number could be called at any second. We're going to send you back down. We've seen enough. You need some more, You need to play more. You need more bats. You need every day at the minor leagues. We can't give that to you now because you're not putting up the numbers because we need to win. And all of a sudden, that young man is like, I made it to the show, and I got to go back. It's tough. Baseball's tough. Tough to get there. What do they say? Tough to get there. It's even tougher to stay. But who's it going to be? Is Khalil Watson going to flip a switch? Is Chase going to get hot again? Is Travis Bazzana going to bust out and go on like a 405 clip over the next 10 or 15 games? Cooper Engel, he's putting so much pressure on himself right now. Or are we in a position where we need to just tread water until Angel and Hosey get back? And maybe, they bring enough of a jolt to kickstart the offense a little bit. I don't need 10 runs a game. Just give me 4 or 5. I'll beat you. I'll beat you with our pitching. But I can't beat you when I'm getting 2 and 3 hits. I can't beat you when I'm leaving 9 or 10 guys on base. I can't beat you when I can't lay down a bunt. I can't. I can't do it. Everybody's got to help everybody out. What do they talk about in football? Complementary football. Hey, there's a thing called complementary baseball, too. It just doesn't get talked about enough. 330-821-1310 is our number. 330-821-1310. 24 minutes past the hour. More of the Sam Bourquin Show coming up right here on AM 1310 WDPN.
AWP Safety, North America's leading traffic safety company, is hiring traffic control flaggers, and they need you. Join AWP as a protector for steady work and an important job keeping people safe. They offer paid training, certification, referral bonuses, and advancement opportunities. To apply, visit jobs.awpsafety.com. That's jobs.awpsafety.com.
And we're live here outside the Perez family home, just waiting for the... And there they go. Almost on time this morning. Mom is coming out the front door strong with a double-arm kid carry. Looks like Dad has the bags. Daughter is bringing up the rear. Oh, but the diaper bag wasn't closed. Diapers and toys are everywhere. Ooh, but Mom has just nailed the perfect car seat buckle for the toddler. And now the eldest daughter, who looks to be about 9 or 10, has secured herself in the booster seat. Dad zips the bag closed, and they're off. But looks like Mom doesn't realize her coffee cup is still on the roof of the car. And there it goes. Oh, that's a shame. That mug was a fam favorite.
Don't sweat the small stuff. Just nail the big stuff. Like making sure your kids are buckled correctly in the right seat for their age and size. Learn more at nhtsa.gov/the right seat.
Visit nhtsa.gov/the right seat.
Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
We are the keepers of the wild, America's original and most invested conservationists. For more than 80 years, we've been committed to conserving wildlife and the natural landscapes that define our nation. From rugged alpine ridgelines to peaceful tall grass prairies, we've supported the conservation of more than 36 million acres of American wildlands. Our funding has led to cleaner water, fresher air, and improved wildlife habitat. From abundant fish and waterfowl populations to robust deer and elk herds, nothing is more important than maintaining wild spaces for adventurers to explore and wildlife to thrive. We are America's hunters and target shooters, stewards of the American outdoors.
America's hunters and target shooters, along with firearm, ammunition, and archery manufacturers, have invested more than $46 billion to help state fish and wildlife agencies manage and protect wildlife and wildlands across America. For more information, visit outdoorstewards.org.
$13:10 WDPN, 27 minutes past the hour. Still trying to make connections with Bob Nightengale from USA Today. Bob may have got hung up with another interview or something. We'll check back here during the break and see what we got going on there.
I know you said he is he's traveling around, so he could just be in a dead zone.
He's everywhere. Poor Cooper Ingle, putting him in left field, a position he has never played. Don't blame him as much as I do the manager. So here's what the Guardians are saying. Cooper Ingle, we know you've been smashing the ball. You deserve to get up here. We're going to bring you up here. But we've got Austin Hedges. We've got Patrick Bailey. We've got David Fry in a pinch. But we want to get you at bats. So we're putting you in left field. Can you just once or twice play the kid at DH? I know they've done that once. He's not a left fielder, for the love of God. He looks so uncomfortable out there. Put him behind the plate. Is Patrick Bailey hitting 300? Am I missing something? Put Cooper behind the plate or let him DH. Get him out of left field, for crying out loud. You're going to kill the kid's confidence. All right. Quick rant over. It is time for On This Day in Sports History. And here it is. Boy, a shorty today. Let's go back to 1953. Notre Dame announced that the next 5 years of its football games would be shown in theaters over closed-circuit TV. Well, those were the days. 1970, the Jim Ray Hart of the San Francisco Giants became the first NL player in 59 years to collect 6 runs during a single inning. And on this day in, 1987?
Yes, sir.
The Cleveland Indians trying to pull out a win. There was a fight, and then Corey Snyder sent us all home happy that night.
He charged first pitch in the first to Brett Butler. Behind him, home plate umpire Tim Shada says, hey, let's talk it over. Butler has to duck pitch number 2. He charges the mound. The fight breaks out. The dugout's empty. It's a power slam, a full Nelson, a 1, a 2, a 3 count, and a no do-say doing in there. Believe me, even the manager, Billy Gardner, got in on the action. Butler was ejected, so was Danny Jackson. Meanwhile, they got back to baseball a little bit later. There you see Danny saying, bidding a fond adieu. Back to baseball, Jim. Joe Carter gets all of the Steve Farr pitch, number 19 for Carter, a 2-run shot. 61 RBIs now for Carter. Indians to within 8-7. Then in the bottom of the ninth with the bases loaded, Corey Snyder against the Quiz. He takes him to deep right center. Past a diving Danny Tartable. 1 run scores. Julio Franco scores this winning run. And the Cleveland Indians, the Tribe, comes from behind and gets the victory by a final score of 9-8. By the way, the game prior to the game being won by Cleveland was being played under protest by Cleveland against Kansas City. Why? Because Gardner, who was in on the melee.
And so it goes. There was a fight the day before. Bench just cleared that night. Dan Quisenberry, one of the greatest relief pitchers in the history of baseball, comes in trying to sew it up. Corey Snyder rips him to right center field, and the Tribe gets the walk-off win against Kansas City on this day in 1987. That is On This Day in Sports History. The news and weather are next.
Here's the latest news on AM 1310 WDPN.
Good afternoon. It's 5:30. U.S. Central Command said late Tuesday it launched a series of strikes after Iran attacked 3 commercial vessels transiting the Strait of Hormuz. Iran's Revolutionary Guard Corps said it targeted U.S. military sites in Bahrain and Kuwait. CENTCOM said the operation hit more than 80 Iranian targets as an immediate response to Iran's clear and dangerous violation of the ceasefire. Targets included air defense systems, command and control networks, coastal radar sites, anti-ship missile capabilities, and more than 60 small boats in and near the strait. Treasury Department's Office of Foreign Assets Control revoked a license allowing Tehran to produce, sell, and deliver oil. President Trump criticized Spain's commitment to NATO, saying the U.S. no longer wants to conduct trade with Madrid. The U.S. and Spain at loggerheads since Spain declined to join other NATO allies last year in pledging to increase defense spending. Relations were further strained when Madrid refused to let U.S. forces use its military bases or airspace during missions in the Iran war. The president suggested most NATO allies were carrying Spain. On June 25th of last year, most NATO allies agreed to boost defense spending from 2% of gross domestic product to 5% by 2035. Spain said it had made a deal to exclude itself from the increased target. Officials said late Tuesday a 37-story building in New York that was at risk of collapse is stable. Buildings Commissioner Ahmed Tigani told reporters in a briefing near the building on East 42nd Street, "We're feeling confident many of the emergency shoring measures put in place are stabilizing the situation." 2 structural columns buckled earlier Tuesday. Officials also found sagging floors and multiple cracks. The building and others nearby were evacuated. Conversion of the former Pfizer headquarters into a residential space slated to be complete next year. Nathan Berman, founder of Metro Loft, told the Wall Street Journal the added weight from widening the top 15 or so floors of the building likely caused the damage. Cuba's power grid completely collapsed again Monday, causing a nationwide blackout. Monday marked the 3rd time country's worn-out national electric system completely collapsed this year, the 8th since 2024. Blackout started around noon Monday. Martí Noticias reported as of Tuesday morning only a minimal recovery had been achieved, with about 48,000 having recovered power in Havana, representing 5% of the capital's residents. Cubans have experienced daily blackouts for decades as a result of the country's lack of investment in maintaining its power grid. Former Wisconsin Judge Hannah Dugan has been spared from prison for spiriting a Mexican defendant out of her courtroom to evade ICE agents. Federal judge fined her $5,000. Dugan resigned her Milwaukee County Circuit judgeship after her obstruction conviction amid threats of impeachment. She faced up to 5 years in prison. Kentucky's governor has written an open letter to Mitch McConnell asking the Republican senator to disclose more about his condition. There's been silence from the 84-year-old since he was hospitalized in Washington June 14th. Leading to speculation about McConnell's prognosis and whether he'll return to the Senate when it reconvenes next week. Bashir says, quote, Kentuckians have grown increasingly concerned about the current state of your health and well-being and ability to hold office. McConnell previously said he's retiring at the end of his term in January. 86 degrees at 5:33 for WDPN News. I'm Clint Marshall.
Now, the Alliance Area Weather Forecast from Mark Johnson on AM 1310 WDPN.
Sunshine mixing with scattered clouds through your Wednesday afternoon. It's going to be very warm, very muggy, 87 degrees. Overnight, partly cloudy skies, our low in the upper 60s. From the 3 News Weather Center, I'm Mark Johnson.
Don't forget, tomorrow, join us at 3 right here on the Sam Bourquin Show, 1310 WDPN. It'll be a 3-question Thursday. We'll recap the Guardians and the Twins. I believe they play tomorrow afternoon. So it'll be one of those. We'll recap the night before, quick. That'll get tossed away. And then we'll be able to recap the afternoon game tomorrow in Minneapolis. So we got that. We'll continue our watch on LeBron, and we'll see what else pops up tomorrow. 3-question Thursday edition of the show tomorrow at 3 right here on AM 1310 WDPN. Getting back into our poll question today, people keep firing away on the social media, which was awesome. In the year 2026, this is our poll question, by the way. What is your opinion on when and how much to tip for service? What's your stance there? How do you come up with the amount that you tip? You base it on the whole experience? If it's a restaurant, you base it on just the server, what's coming out of the kitchen, the ambiance, the whole night?
Oh man,
what do you like when you get your hair cut? What do you tip in there?
At a
ride
sit-down
share?
restaurant?
What are you doing? How you doing that?
I really feel like at a sit-down restaurant, the tip is exclusively for the server at that point, because they're the ones there who are likely making the least amount of money, and they're the ones who they're the ones who you interact with. They bring you your food.
It's almost like a double-edged sword, though.
Yeah,
because if you're the server and you bring out food is just the best they've ever had, or you could bring out some of the worst. You're probably going to get hurt before you get helped. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
You're probably, and what I mean by that is, if the food comes out, it's bad. They're probably going to some are going to take that out on the server, right or wrong. But if it comes out great, then hey, good, all right. It's kind of a double-edged sword there.
Yeah, I would never take out the food coming out bad on the server. I wouldn't either. I would feel so bad.
But I know a lot of people do.
Yeah, and that's like
wrong.
when you're yelling at the tech support person on the phone because they can't help you. It's like,
yeah,
come on, they don't own the company. They're just answering the phones.
But where do you stand on tipping? Ride share, pizza delivery guy, you go get your hair cut, you're staying on a vacation at a hotel. How much you tipping for the take your bags, the valet? Just what are you tipping? What's your just on overall tipping? Because the culture has changed.
I know somebody said something about the valet. Let me find that. So they tip like $10 to the valet at the casino. Scooter, he said, I normally tip the valet $10 at Roxino.
Okay, that's not bad.
Yeah, I always throw the valet at
because sometimes parking up there can be a little hectic.
Mm-hmm.
So just roll into the valet, let them take care of you.
Yeah,
pull your car around. Yeah, I would say I think $10 is that's good. Oh, but here's just for fun. If you have a really good night at the casino, I'm probably going to tip a little bit more.
Oh yeah.
If I get killed at the casino, you're probably just going to get 10. Like, if I go in there and I lose a lot of money, I'm probably not going to be in a really good mood. So you're probably just going to get the standard tip. But if I go in there and I hit and I have a good night, I'm going to give you more. Absolutely, I'm going to give you more.
Well, see, this is all under the adage of, like, you always want to be respectful to the people that are handling your food, because all of the obvious reasons why you don't want to be mean to those people, they're handling the food that you're going to eat.
Yeah.
So that, tipping's part of that. I always try to be as polite as possible, because I don't want those people angry at me. I want to get good food.
Yeah, you gotta be careful there. Rob says 20 to 30%. Sometimes I'll even tip more. Michael J says I always tip 20 to 25%, sometimes more if the service is way over and above. Tim Wolf says in most cases I'm going to tip 20%. Micah says between 20 and 25%. If it's an unbelievable experience, you never know what you'll get. Jim V, usually 25%. I always try to do cash. I know that they appreciate that. I've got one here from, this is probably a new person that's checking us out. Goes by the name of Nova. And it's really, really long. So I'm not going to read the whole thing, but it's really, really good.
Where is that?
It's on my Facebook page.
Okay.
The show page. It's close to, I think it was posted a couple hours ago.
I could screen cap.
It says it's B Nova. I won't say the last name. It says, "Oh, this has changed for me. I am beyond tired of tips being expected simply because companies don't want to properly pay their employees. I used to honor the 15 to 20 average for service, regardless of how I was treated. I used to be extremely sympathetic, as serving is not for the weak. Now that the good customer service seems to be at a premium to the point where bare minimum service is not even provided anymore.
Yes.
This is my philosophy in 2026. If I stand to order my food, there's no tip. A person does not get a trophy for simply bringing my food over in a tray and then does not wait on me anymore the rest of the time that I'm there.
Agree.
If I go out to eat and the service was bare minimum, meaning they do their job the way they're supposed to, 20% every time. Now we get into, you know what? I'm just going to read it. Now this is where I'm going to look like an blank blank. If they hardly take care of me, if at all, other people have to bring me my items. The server disappears for 20 minutes without checking on me or assist other tables while rejecting mine. Starts trauma dumping on I will tip 0. Dining in is a privilege and a luxury. I'm there for the experience as well as the food. I pay for the meal, of course. However, if the experience is absolutely crap, then it is not rewarding anymore. I honestly don't care if it's how they make their living. Do your job, you will be compensated accordingly. This is where I offset my perceived blank blank mentality. If a person truly goes above and beyond for me, it makes me feel like I had such an outstanding experience. I will tip anywhere from 50 to 70%. If it was so spectacular, I honestly will tip 100%. So that takes it from the bottom all the way to the top. I agree. I agree with everything that she said.
I'm dying to know what 100% tip experience is like.
Well, would that be if your bill's $55, you tip 55?
Yeah, I think so.
So, yeah.
I'm curious what each person's, prerequisite is for something like that. I'm sure everybody's different.
Sure. I kind of agree with Nova. Thanks for taking the time to send that over. Yeah. Yeah, the expectations now are kind of crazy. And another thing that I think hurts the tipping culture, or hurts the servers and waiters, waitresses, what have you, is now even when you go through a drive-through, hey, you want to round that up to the next dollar for so and so? You want to round for the so and so?
I'm okay with that. That makes me feel good about myself.
But it's everywhere.
Yeah.
That's the thing. It's every place you go now. If it was just a couple, or if it was like a seasonal thing, like it was a drive to help something out or an organization, it's every day at every place, open to close.
Right. I mean, you got to say yes every time.
I don't know where that money's going.
That's true. They usually say like what organization it goes to.
Well, they'll say.
Right.
But you, at the end of the day, you really don't know where that's going.
It's very
they
true.
Make up some, would you like to donate? Would you like to round up for such and such organization or this? Did you just make that up? Or is that a real thing?
Well, I mean,
I'm starting to get very
I know.
about that.
It's usually an organization I've heard of. Like I know Taco Bell usually gives theirs to the Boys and Girls Club, I think.
I don't know.
That's what they say at least. But that's something, do your research, I guess.
Yeah.
I've never done my research on that.
I think in where we're at in 26 now, it's the perceived of everybody has their hand out for a little bit extra.
Oh yeah.
Everywhere you go. And honestly, after a while, you get sick of it. You do. And I don't get mad at, well, I guess I do. I want to be annoyed at the situation. I don't want to be annoyed with the people. Because they're like the person who takes your order at Mickey D's or Taco Bell or whatever, they're told what to say for the most part.
Yeah, pretty much.
They have to, it's a script. And at the end of the order, would you like to donate such and such for blah, blah, blah? Would you like to round up to the next hour for blah, blah, blah? They have to say that. And if they don't, and the boss finds out, they get in trouble. Okay? So I can't get mad at them. But let's just say you're somebody who eats out kind of often, or your job requires you to you're in your car a lot, and you're doing fast food a couple days a week. But everywhere you go, would you like to round up? Would you like to round up? Can we have extra? Would you like to donate? You really kind of get sick of it. You really do. And it's because it's just the constant pounding time after time after time. It's like you just want to go place your order, get your total, and they say, okay, thanks, pull up.
Well, now,
because you know it's coming. It's like you brace yourself. It's, oh, here it comes. They're going to ask me. You're like, oh. And eventually they do, and you say yes or no, and you move on.
I think there's this extra layer of fear that's been created with so many people because scamming is so common nowadays that anytime anybody's asks you for a little extra more than what you're used to, it's like,
yep.
Where's it going?
Yep.
I don't know.
The eyebrow goes up in the air.
Where's that extra money going?
Yep.
Everybody, every time you turn around, somebody's got their hand in your pocket trying to rip you off.
Yeah.
So that's an understandable paranoia to have in this day and age. And that's unfortunate, I'd say.
It is. But that's what people feel like.
We shouldn't have to be concerned that we're going to get ripped off I started getting paranoid every time I go to the gas pump because I saw a video on Facebook where people can take the tap scanner and put like a little a cover on it so that when you tap your card, it scans it and it pays for it, but it also clones your card so that they have a copy of it. Stuff like that. So it's unfortunate that they've made paying for things easier and it has become massively more unsafe through that.
Yeah, that's true. How about the scams at the gas pumps now? And this has been going on for a while. And I don't know if they meant it to do this, but you pull up to the pump, get your card out, put it in, you put your code in, you start pumping the gas. 3, 2, 1. Here comes a big, loud, obnoxious video. Guess what? You're distracted. And pretty soon you had planned on putting $30 or $35 in your car. Now you're at 54 because you're watching the video. You think they did that on purpose?
Oh, I've never paid attention to those videos.
No?
No.
Now they pop up 3 Mountain Dew for $7 right now inside. Or they show you like an old clip from Entertainment Tonight or old football highlights. Oh, I've gotten caught up.
No, because I know what they're doing.
Me too.
So I ignore them.
I do too, but sometimes I just get sucked in. Nope. And pretty soon that thing's at $50. Like, whoa, I don't want to put that much money in there.
Oh, no. When I am actually like draining money out of my account 1 cent at a time by putting gas into my car, my eyes are glued to that total. Because I have OCD. I want to stop it right on the even number. So,
and sometimes the video scares you. Like it's so loud.
Oh, God,
you get that,
they do have some of those.
Jump. Yeah.
They do have some of those cranked up.
And then you're like, oh my God. Your heart rate goes up and down, and pretty soon, I'm at $25 already. Okay. Might as well go to 30. Damn, gas pump got me again. But I guarantee you that's what they did. Anything to distract. Because it works.
That's why you got to be on your toes. Don't let them distract you.
I know.
Don't let them catch you slipping.
I had a honest to goodness, this is no lie. I had a situation last night because as soon as I left here, I went to go get gas. And am I the only one when you decide whether either you're going to fill your car up or you're going to put a certain amount in? Say you want to put $30 in. And you click it, and it goes to $30.01. What do?
I just leave it.
Do you leave it, or do you say, nope, I'm going to 31 now?
No.
I stand there and go, should I just go to 31? Because you were talking about, I like to keep it on 0-0.
Yeah, it's good to have it even.
If it's $15 or 45 or whatever, I want to keep it on a 5 or a 0. But if I go over by a cent or two, I just keep going to the next one. Okay, you got me. You got me for another 98 cents, which in reality probably added like no gas to my car.
Oh, see, it's a fun little game for me. I try to just one-shot it every time. I either win or I don't.
Yeah,
but
I think I lose every time when I try to do
one-shotting
that.
it for me has to be right on the dollar. If I'm getting $20, I got to get 20.00 flat. That's a win. Anything else, unacceptable.
What's the least amount of gas you've put in at one time? $1? Have you ever done that?
I think I've done 5. I don't think I've done less than 5.
Okay.
But I will say, I have developed a superstition over the years driving many, many POS vehicles where I no longer completely fill my tank. Because it does not matter how new or whatever my car is. I am petrified that if I fill the tank, something will break on the car and I won't be able to drive it.
All the,
yeah, that's like a jinx for me. If I fill the car up, something's going to break. So never more than half tank.
I think we've all been here at least once. Just get me where I need to go.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll put in, $3. I just need enough to get from A to B.
Yeah, I think.
And I feel it. And they're like, oh, you got to stop it yourself. If you're going to pre whatever, because now where are you going to go and put $3 in? It's over $3 a gallon.
I mean, you could scan your card and put in $3 worth of gas. You won't get a whole gallon, but you could do it.
Right. But I've done that. I tried to the other day, and I wasn't paying attention. I went to a place where I wanted to get gas for the car, and then I wanted to get gas for the can to go home and for the mower, and it would let me do it.
Oh, once you stopped it, you couldn't start it again?
Well, it wouldn't let me dispense the gasoline into the container.
But
if I put it back in the car, it would start up again.
It has like a sensor on it.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah, I forgot about that.
I didn't know that was the thing.
Yeah, some of them do. Some of the newer ones.
Yeah. So I had to go to another gas station to get the gas for the mower because I couldn't get it.
How the hell are you supposed to get gas into a gas can at those places? What's the protocol?
I don't know. It just said.
I guarantee you, the teenager working behind the counter doesn't know.
No, probably not. Probably not.
That's not his job.
So I put gas in the car, then I drove to the next place so I could, dispense the gasoline into the gas can. And that's what I'll be doing again tonight, because tonight is mowing night at the compound. Grass is getting a little high. A lot of rain the last couple of days, a lot of humidity, a lot of sun. And she's ready to get mowed. So that's going to be, that'll be the number one chore tonight. All right, we'll take a break, our final break of the afternoon. We'll come back and start to wrap things up here on the show. 1310 WDPN. Stay with us.
Do you have trouble getting in and out of the bathtub? Are you afraid you'll slip and fall entering or exiting a tub? Safe Step walk-in tubs can transform your bathtub from an area of concern to a calming refuge. Call them today at 1-800-498-2098 and save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs and showers are proudly made in Tennessee and offer an ultra-low step-in, avoiding that difficult climb over a traditional bathtub wall. They also offer a variety of therapeutic benefits that may help soothe your aching muscles and joints, increasing your mobility, boosting your energy, and improving your sleep. Safe Step walk-in tubs are designed to easily fit your existing tub space and are often installed in as little as one day. Just dial 1-800-498-2098 today to save $1,600 and receive a free shower package. That's 1-800-498-2098 for a free no-obligation consultation and to save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs. Safety never felt so good.
Hi, I'm Kristen Bell. As a mom, I want my kids to have full bellies, big dreams, and all the energy in the world to chase them. But right now, millions of kids in America are living with hunger. No Kid Hungry works every day in schools, in communities, and during the summertime to make sure kids have healthy meals all year round. So let's do this. Let's give all the kids the chance to grow up healthy and strong.
Go to helpnokidhungry.org today.
The impact of a meal goes well beyond feeding our bodies, because when people don't have to worry about where their next meal is coming from, they can truly thrive, like Marta.
And now we'll hear from our class valedictorian, who with our hard work never ceases to amaze us. Please welcome Marta Moreno.
and Alex.
Hey, Alex, how did the interview go? I did it. I got the job. I can't believe it. I knew it. Let's meet up later to celebrate.
And Diego.
Mom, I got first place at the science fair with my volcano project.
That's amazing, sweetie. Congratulations.
Because when people are fed, futures are nourished, and everyone deserves to live a full life. Join the movement to end hunger at feedingamerica.org/actnow. feedingamerica.org/actnow. A public service announcement brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
All right. No, not yet, CeeLo. Weekend's not here yet. We're getting there. Welcome back, 1310 WDPM. We got about a minute before we say goodbye. I got the starting lineup tonight for the Guards. David Fry will lead off and play left field. Chase DeLauder will bat second, followed by Brian Rocchio, Reese Hoskins, Travis Bazzana, Gabriel Arias, DH Kyle Manzardo tonight, Austin Hedges behind the plate, Khalil Watson in center field, and Slade Ciccone on the mound tonight for Stephen Vogt and the Guardians. A couple things we didn't get to today that I wanted to kind of talk about and have fun. Maybe we'll do it tomorrow. Registration is now closed for the $10,000 World Series of Poker main event. It's finally underway. The fourth largest field in history. 9,208 players are competing for the $10 million top cash prize. Almost 10,000 people forked over $10,000 to play poker to go win their share of $10 million.
How entertaining is that? It's just a big table full of people showing no emotion.
Yeah, it can be entertaining. There's the art and the beauty of
right,
it.
There's the love of poker.
The coyness, the you know what I mean? But you got to be a diehard card lover.
It just occurred to me that like the whole point is to have shown no emotion at all the whole time.
It's pretty
That's
wild.
pretty funny.
It is pretty wild.
I got to check that out.
That is going to wrap things up. Thanks to Rainsburg. Great job as always. Thanks to all of you. Always appreciate you interacting with the program. If you missed anything, check it out. All of our social media platforms, especially the Q92 Radio YouTube channel. Hit that subscribe button while you're at it. We'll do it all over again tomorrow at 3 right here on AM 1310 WDPN. And until then, and as always, go Browns, go Bucks, go Guards, go Cavs. Have a great night, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow.
Keeping Alliance entertained and informed for over a half a century. AM 1310 WDPN Alliance.
ABC News, I'm Michelle Franzen. The U.S. military carrying out another round of strikes on Iranian targets. The president warned the ceasefire was over and after Iran fired on vessels in the Strait of Hormuz yesterday. ABC News contributor and retired Marine Colonel Stephen Ganyard says the U.S. appears to be strategic with its strikes.
How do you get their attention? And that